The two biggest names in all of hockey.
Sidney Crosby. Alexander Ovechkin.
This is one of those matchups the screenwriters dream up.
Ovechkin and Crosby.
Everybody talking Ovechkin, Crosby.
The best player in the world. Alex versus Sid.
And they've got a serious hate-on for each other.
That's what I expect from him.
He's a good player, but he's talked too much.
He likes to run around these days.
Ovechkin, major lip service.
I don't like him personally, but that's him.
They just kept one-upping each other.
Welcome to the Crosby Show.
Alexander Ovechkin.
The most talented and most recognized players in the game today.
NHL Clash of Titans.
Always Alex versus Sidney type of thing.
Always myself against him type of thing, and it's always built up when we play against each other.
Better than this. Alex Ovechkin versus Sidney Crosby.
Both know the hockey world is watching.
Everybody talking Ovechkin, Crosby.
Sidney likes the lamp. You cannot stop him. Ovechkin with a rocket. He scores!
The great A strikes again.
21 seasons now of a point per game.
Greatest goal scorer in history. Ovechkin and Crosby, two of the all-time greats.
Required.
When choosing the right gear to cut, trim, or mow your yard, Ace has all the power you need to get the job done right. Because gas or battery, your local Ace is the destination with the best power brands all under one roof, like Steel, Ego, Milwaukee, Craftsman, and Toro. And with free assembly and delivery, or ready for pickup in just 15 minutes, conquering your outdoor projects has never been easier. Around the block, what you need in stock, with service so good it's guaranteed.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
And Doug.
Thank you both for coming in. I'm a bit worried about Doug Jr. I know how important Liberty Mutual is to your family.
Now they customize car insurance to save people hundreds.
Right. Well, Doug Jr. keeps writing this.
Nicholas Jr.
Well, at least he spelled insurance right?
He did not.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Pasta deserves Pepsi.
You could have just walked around.
Tax season is here, and Tax Act got you a gift. It's a maximum refund guarantee. But you can't open it until you do your taxes. Tax Act. Let's get them over with.
It's the tastiest town on earth, and only Guy could have dreamt it up.
Flavor Town is real.
Where chefs face off in a medley of restaurants. From fine dining
Delicious flavors.
to food carts. It's going down
The most entertaining culinary competition that we've ever seen.
in Flavor Town.
Flavor Town food fight.
All new Wednesday night at 9 on Food Network.
Stay down. All the way to the left. That's what I'm talking about. Richard 400, baby.
You ready?
Let me get in.
Two of the game's greatest players have never been teammates, but they will be forever linked. They've been the faces of the league since they both debuted on the same October day in 2005, and while they've each taken their own path, 99 times before we've been lucky enough for their greatness to share the same ice. Sid the Kid, the Great Eight, one more time. To
two captains sharing the ice so often, going head to head.
Ovi has been the guy that has built hockey in Washington.
Ovechkin Every goal that Alexander Ovechkin scores is a record breaker.
Playing against Ovi, just with the rivalry over the years, seemed to grow, and I think there's always still a little bit extra intensity in those games.
Sidney Crosby with a mark that will never be met. He's been the face of the league, him and Ovechkin, for the last 15 years.
Two of the best players in the game.
It doesn't get any better than that. Alexander Ovechkin and Sidney Crosby both in the lineup this afternoon for the Capitals and Penguins from our nation's capital on the second Sunday in April. Alex Ovechkin takes the ice, and we say hello once again. Brendan Burke, Shane Knighty, Darren Pang down at ice level. Thrilled to be with you on what is the 100th career matchup between Alexander Ovechkin and Sidney Crosby, regular season and playoffs combined, and what could be the last. And Darren Pang, they had a moment during warm-ups at center ice, and you were just a few feet away from it.
Yeah, what a pleasure to be here and to see the respect by both these players. And we want to make sure that it was Sidney Crosby that really wanted this picture. He reached out to obviously the Capitals and Ovechkin and said, I'd really want to show that respect if it is indeed our last game against one another. And they took the picture. They had that moment. And again, we've seen these two players combined for almost 4,000 NHL points. Head-to-head, we may not see anything like this in the game again within the same division.
All right, and Shane, the reality is if this is the last OV-Crosby matchup, it also means this is the last home game for the league's greatest goal scorer.
Well, it could be a historic night, depending what happens, but I think about it, 21 years. I've been fortunate as a player, broadcaster, and a fan of our game to watch two of the best to play, and this could be their last matchup, and for Alexander Ovechkin, possibly his last home game here in a game that has a lot of meaning for the Capitals.
Fans are here for Alexander Ovechkin. 41 years old, 929 goals and counting. We've got Ovechkin and the Capitals, Crosby and the Penguins coming your way next.
It's time for a new kind of value menu. Hello, Panera's new Mix and Match menu. Now this is more like it. Just $4.99 each when you choose two or more of faves like these. Whoa, is that soppressata? Creamy tomato? Are those Fuji apples on a value menu? And it comes with a free side? Yep. Panera's new Mix and Match menu is a deal that's actually a meal.
She's still out. I found an apartment.
It's a lot closer.
Hey, Juice, what are your financial goals?
No goals.
Not even for retirement?
No goals.
Good talk. See you on the ice.
No goals.
Talk to a financial professional today. Mass Mutual.
Tax Act has experts who can help you file your taxes, or they can just do it for you. And what's great about them doing it is you don't have to do it. Isn't not doing stuff the best? Tax Act. Let's get them over with.
Do kids want to grow tall to reach the pros or to reach a Reese's? Some might say that is an unfair advantage. But I say everything happens for a Reese's.
Hey, my treat today.
I don't think they'll take that here.
Of course they take Discover. You're stuck in the past. Unlike me.
You look rad. Discover is accepted at 99% of places nationwide.
Totally.
It is the stretch run on TNT.
The push for the playoffs, that's when their game really picks up. That's the best time of year. It gets super intense.
Come on, you can feel it!
Do or die, gotta make the playoffs. It's crunch time. Every game's a must win. Your back's against the wall. That can come down to one moment, one play.
Gotta embrace this challenge.
It's all about getting in. Once you're in, you never know what's gonna happen.
Give yourself every opportunity to compete for the Stanley Cup.
The rush for the playoffs on TNT.
The NHL on TNT is brought to you by Discover and by Liberty Mutual. Only pay for what you need. Well, we don't know exactly what we're watching today. Alexander Ovechkin said he won't make a decision about his future until the off-season. That doesn't mean the crowd here at Capital One Arena is missing a chance to show their love to their captain in what could be his final game here in D.C. Nice moment before the game, and we're going to have a nice moment to start the game. The starting lineup for the Pittsburgh Penguins features Sidney Crosby, Evgeny Malkin, and Chris Letang. And for the Washington Capitals, Tom Wilson doesn't play with Alexander Ovechkin, but he's on the ice to take this face-off here today.
Well, I think it's a special moment for all these guys who competed so hard for so many years. In particular, you talk Crosby, you talk Ovechkin, you can throw Malkin in the mix, and Letang, who took a picture before the game, Panger, in front of you.
Yeah, great work by Dan Hughes getting these guys out on the ice.
Oh, hey, look at this.
Oh, yes.
Ovechkin and Crosby to take the face-off.
and Sid just snapped that back.
Well, Malkin was in there. He made sure to get tossed out, and then in came Sidney Crosby to take it, and a scoring chance right away. Had to be turned aside by Logan Thompson. Capitals' slim playoff hopes are still alive heading into this one against the Penguins this afternoon. They're 3 points back with 2 games to play. This is game number 1,573 for Ovechkin. They will play Tuesday in Columbus to finish the regular season.
Well, after that face-off, Ovechkin followed Sidney into the D zone and gave him a little shove on the back of the pants, man on man. Good coverage right there. And here's the drop of the puck right here. No, there it is. It was Strome says, I'm going to get booted out of this face-off. OV, you go in there. And then accidentally on purposely done, and well done there by Strome.
I love the little smile by Crosby right as that happened.
Well, in a day what could be full of great moments, we have already seen one. We are not even a minute into the hockey game. Here's Erik Karlsson down low. Ricard Raquel stolen away in the slot, and it's cleared out of the zone by Ovechkin.
Real good defensive play by Rivalry.
Rust turned away from the entry by Rivalry. As the Pittsburgh Penguins sat 7 regulars in their matchup yesterday afternoon in Pittsburgh against these Capitals. And sat a few today, but the marquee players are all in the lineup for the Penguins.
Yeah, they've already had the puck in the offensive zone more than they did all game.
Had 1 shot in the first period yesterday, 12 in the entire game as Novak had to be stopped, not once but twice. And Logan Thompson's ready to go here this afternoon. Leads us right into our Honda starting goaltenders. Capitals need a couple of wins, and so with 19 start in 22 games since the Caps have played since the Olympics, the Canadian Olympian has had an outstanding year, his second straight 30-win season. And it is Stuart Skinner in net here this afternoon for Pittsburgh. The question is, will he be in net in Game 1 come next week, maybe even this weekend?
The only team the Caps to pass is the Philadelphia Flyers.
Which would set up another OV Crosby matchup in round 1 if they could do it.
Good hit right off the hop.
Tom Wilson comes over and has a few words with Justin Brazeau. I wonder if that stems from yesterday, the collision between Brazeau and Rasmus Sandin, who is out of the lineup here today for the Washington Capitals. Pierre-Luc Dubois left the game yesterday with an injury, but he has returned and will play in this one for Washington.
Love it. Tom Wilson already having some words here.
Another big hit. That was Miroshnichenko who got a good body check on Jack St. Ivany. Justin Sordiff will reload things for Washington. Matt Roy hits the red line, dumps it around the back of Stuart Skinner. 2 minutes gone here in the opening period. Thrown off the glass and out the center. Batted down near Ovechkin, but didn't get through to him. It was handled by Soderblom. Sent it around Brandon Duhaime. Off the boards, tries to slip around Girard. Struck the majority there to cut him off. Girard has it, change of direction. Flubbed the initial pass, and then Ovechkin comes over with the big hit on Kopanen.
Well, that's what you love. You always expect the goals, but the other big element in his game is physicality.
An OV chant from the crowd. 41 years old, still throwing the big body checks whenever he gets the opportunity.
They're going to be showing their love all game long here. It's going to be a great moment. But one of the things that Sidney Crosby talked an awful lot about Alex Ovechkin and his overall game, and everybody talks about the goals and the shot and all that. There's a good hit right off the hop that Ovi would like right there. That's from his defenseman Chychrun, and another one right there on St. Ivany. But I think for Ovechkin, the one thing that has stood out to Sidney Crosby as he hits Koponen right there is he gets 6 or 7 big shots, but it's the big hits, even late in games, big games, that are impressive for Sidney Crosby when talking about Alex Ovechkin. He's a tank. Gets in on that forecheck. Shane, you're a defenseman. You played against him.
Well, that's a threat not only to shoot, but also to run you over. It's a dangerous combination, a unique combination. We always talk about power forwards in the league, but nobody ever put up numbers like Alexander Ovechkin, and then to have that element, especially early in his career.
You ever get drilled by him?
Yes. And I remember one game I actually got a lick in him. Ooh. And then I got chased by Brashear, and we lined up. Not Brashear, but Ovechkin. He said, I like that. Like, he loved the physicality, the physical element of the game.
That's good. So you got him, huh?
Once.
He's still playing, though. You're up here with us.
Oh, yes. I got a few years on it as well.
But the durability factor of the way
incredible.
how physically he's played the game and how he's still doing it at 41 years old and now 21 years in the league.
He broke his leg last year and came back not shortly after, and then broke the goal record.
Yep. 16 games. That's all it took to come back from the fractured
different.
leg.
Yeah, we were doing a game in New York, and he returned, and Vincent Trocheck between the benches looked at him and said, "What did they put in that leg?" That's another fun part about this position here too, Shane, and you know full well, but he likes to hunker in here right on the side of the boards, right by the between the benches spot. Doesn't say a whole lot, but when he gives you that little grin right there where he throws you a smelling salt, it's like that's his way of communicating, even just a little bit.
Pass off the skate of Ryan Leonard, who became a 20-goal scorer yesterday. First Capital rookie to score 20 goals since Alexander Ovechkin. Back in 05-06 when he had 52. Get a little rough stuff right in front of Darren Pang.
Got a little whack and hack going on right here. Sid giving it back, and then he got one back from McMichael. I love it. It's good. Sid said, what are you going to do about it? That's great.
Well, this is a year where these two Metro rivals only played 3 times and go back to the regularly scheduled 4 next year. They go to 84 games as Malkin's shot turned out, and then Raquel had a follow-up try that Thompson was ready for. But they've only played 3 times this year. One of them was yesterday, so there is a little bit of carryover effect from their meeting 24 hours ago in Pittsburgh.
Well, I think Pittsburgh not happy with their overall game. And they've had the best chances early in this one. Great little touch pass right there by Raquel. Sets up Malkin as Raquel with the follow-up chance. And Logan Thompson, who was not busy at all yesterday. Some good saves early.
And here he's sitting in front of me here. He finishes check on Van Riemsdyk, and then Dubois gives him a little shot. Sidney gives a little whack on the handshake there. McMichael taps him in the back of the knee.
Capitals win the draw. Rivalry wanted to go to the front of that. That was shut off by Raquel. Malkin's pass deflected down, and that was Protas. That was Ilya Protas. There are 2 of them, the brothers, playing on the same line, and the third member of that line, Tom Wilson, just put another good body check on St. Ivany. Here come the Pens. Malkin fumbled that puck, raced for contact from Tom Wilson. St. Ivany's shot knocked away from the net. As Wilson played it up the wall, St. Ivany was waiting for it there. St. Ivany rips it across. Solovyov will play it down deep, and they'll scramble forward. Wilson going into the corner after Novak. Rivalry will lay the hit. And as Liljegren went digging for it, played around by Raquel for Solovyov. Duane came after him. Solovyov held his ground. Sort of into the corner. Stolen by Raquel. Stolen back. Duane a chance to clear, and he will. Kept on Washington's half of the ice, though. Letang into the zone for Brazeau. Cross-ice pass. Just jumped the stick of Koivunen. Gerard for Letang. Opens up with a wrister towards the net with Brazeau reaching for a tip. It got through to the goaltender. And this is hoisted out of the zone. Anthony Beauvillier in pursuit. Gerard, quick turn. Get away from Beauvillier. This one flown in by Koivunen. Brazeau behind the net. Penguins pull it off the wall. It's Ovechkin. The pass on for Beauvillier. He'll hit the red line. He'll dump it down. Penguins scratches for today. It's another long list as Ovechkin comes in, and he had a sitting duck that time in Carlson. Van Riemsdyk's pass blocked and cleared out of the zone. Ryan Shea, Connor Dewar, Ryan Graves, Anthony Mantha, Blake Lizotte, Nola Chari, Connor Clifton, Ben Kindle, Avery Hayes are all not playing in the game here today.
Man, chance of Ovi again reverberating through the building here after another big hit on the forecheck.
Across the ice for Leonard. He carries in, couldn't dance his way through as the puck rolled on him. Taken by McMichael, middle of the ice, Dubois hurried the shot. It went well wide. A scramble forward to the side of the net, picked up, and now stuck in the corner.
That was how Dubois handles any of those little tight plays there with that hand injury from yesterday afternoon's game. That one just flubbed off the toe with blade.
Well, wound up getting an assist on a goal on the play that he was injured on as he went sliding into the boards in the aftermath and making the pass to Ryan Leonard. Here is P.L. Dubois. Takes his shoulder, strong on his feet, able to hold off Koppinen. And then Soderblom behind the net took a hit, but it's handled there. There have been 8 hits in the hockey game. They all belong to the Washington Capitals here, 7 minutes having elapsed. Jacob Chychrun moves it away for Wilson. He'll put it in the corner and let Alexei Protas go to work. Reverse there. Protas stole it, looking for his brother. William Protas' shot to the net was kicked away before it got there. William Protas. Wrister got through, and it bounced off from Stuart Skinner. Crosby with a back pass to Solovyov. Couldn't leave the zone cleanly, so he needed some support. Got some and got the puck back. Solovyov to Crosby. Fires one off the leg of Ilya Protas. Handled back in the Pittsburgh zone. Rust will dump this one in. Justin Sorda, first one on it for Washington. Right into Crosby there. Chinikov had a chance at it. This is Sorda off the glass and out of the zone. Penguins have already locked up home ice in round 1. Still waiting on their opponent. Still 4 different teams that they could play when the playoffs begin at PPG Paints Arena. As Miroshnichenko got his skates chopped out, play will continue. Chris Rooney firming south of the officials in the game here today. Is that shot from sort of rebound pushed just wide? Looked like a harmless enough shot, but Skinner couldn't control the rebound as that one ricochets right through the goal mouth. Miroshnichenko reaching forward. It's cleared out by Chinikov.
That's a good shot. I mean, going against the grain like that, there's a lot of room between the arm. I thought Skinner did a good job of fighting that off. The best chance of the game for the Capitals. Here comes Hudson.
That's Cole Hudson who weaved his way into the offensive zone. Ovechkin will let it roll all the way out to the blue line. And Riemsdyk right back where it came from. Ovechkin saw Malkin, went after him, but Malkin quickly released the puck. Raquel had it, lost it. And Riemsdyk switched it on here for Strome. Willem Strome crossed the ice. Jacob Chychrun on the move. Chychrun cruising in. He'll take it around. Wrap try. Rolled off his stick. Came right back to him. Chychrun taking another lap around the offensive zone. And a backhand pass across. Van Riemsdyk down low. Ovechkin had the tip, and Skinner came up with it.
Whoa, tip that on the backhand of his blade right there.
You see Chychrun, the confidence he has with the puck, moving all around, set up that tip chance by Ovechkin.
That icing, the first whistle in more than 5 minutes of gameplay.
Well, this was a close one right here. You're right about Chychrun moving and dancing in the offensive zone. It went off the right pad of the goaltender Skinner. What a save that is. I mean, this redirection with the back part of his blade was perfect. It was labeled right there, and here's a big hit earlier, Shane.
Well, it was on Letang. It was kind of in a vulnerable position, and we've heard the crowd respond to pretty much anything Ovi's going to do in this game.
Thanks for the picture, Chris Letang. Great seeing the veterans on the ice. Cajun just joining us for that opening face-off, and Ovechkin took the face-off, replacing Strome, and Ovechkin versus Crosby head-to-head. Crosby snapped it back.
McMichael helps win this face-off for Washington. Dubois shot gloved down by Ricardo. Skated out by Novak. Still there in front of the Capitals bench. He'll hand it off, and it's Hayes into the zone. Punched out. Pittsburgh will reset things. Pittsburgh will win away from the 100-point mark in the standings. Chychrun makes the defensive play. Pass on for Chychrun again. Over the line. Dubois to the net. The pass, though, didn't get through St. Ivany. Ricochets right to McMichael. Couldn't quite get the shot off. Kevin Hayes will take it from there. St. Ivany for Kevin Hayes. Kevin Hayes. Little backhand pass came back to him, and then he overshot Brazeau. Wasn't ready for that one. Dubois up the ice with Leonard and Alexei Protas.
Oh, good stick there by Carlson.
Turned it around for Kevin Hayes. Picked up a goal yesterday. He's got it on the backhand. Now curls back. Plays for Carlson. Carlson drags, rolls off his stick. He'll chase after it. Backhand pass for McGroarty. Martin McGroarty knocked to his knees. That one went off Tom Wilson. Wilson met by Competent. And then fired across, deflected by the high stick of Protas, but came for Carlson. Carlson lost it, but took a high stick as Tom Wilson was trying to leave the zone. And we get a break and a power play coming here for the Pittsburgh Penguins as they check for damage on Erik Karlsson. Jacob Wilson clipped him on the way back. Power play for Pittsburgh when we come back.
So, Jessica, is there anyone you like?
Like anyone here?
Oh
my gosh. Let's do Home Court Explorer.
Yes, it helps you shop, quote, and buy the right coverage for you, even if it's not with us.
What do you think of this option?
You look so good together.
Don't hate me. I just told him that you're interested.
Oh, you did not.
Yes, I did.
oh, I know. Let's prank call each other.
That's not how that works, Jamie.
In sight, Backstreet Boys. Boys to Men, 98 degrees with O-Town.
This is a scam. We're getting scammed here.
I mean, where the hell's that money? Never come out. That needed to be hidden.
He was very predatory. I just thought about jumping off that balcony.
You have no idea, nor will you ever know.
Boy Band Confidential. 2 nights, starting tomorrow at 9 on ID.
To Roland Garros.
No place makes you feel so right.
Carlos Alcaraz reigns in Roland Garros.
I love Paris. Incredible. Why, oh, why do I love Paris?
Oh, beautiful.
Because my love is near.
Coco has conquered the clay.
I love that Paris.
Sidney Crosby and Alex Ovechkin, thank you for 21 years of excitement and for the thrill of watching your rivalry 100 times.
Two young kids starting out against one another. You know what Larry Bird said when Magic Johnson retired, fellas? I felt a little lost.
He's right. What these two have done for the game.
And the way they as players and their relationship and the rivalry between them has evolved over these 21 years. It's remarkable to see where it started to where it is today.
What I love about it is how great they are. Completely different in everything they do. You know, Crosby just so complete, and Ovechkin's just brash and out there. Even the way they wear their gear. Sometimes I think Ovechkin gets dressed in like a minute.
Here's a pass to the front for Raquel as it is a power play for the Pittsburgh Penguins. I did misidentify the person in the penalty box. It is Martin Farivari, not Tom Wilson.
That's okay. There's a bunch of players there. Protas was right there. Protas is too tall, though. There should have been a high stick, for example.
Well, he was casting a shadow on the jersey. And so
I was hoping we were going to have the Hayes and the Protas for you here this afternoon.
Avery Hayes not in the lineup, thankfully for me, for Pittsburgh, as Getty Malkin handles his puck across the ice. Slap pass to the front for Crosby, turned out by Thompson.
Oh, what a pass by Carlson. Penguins knew where it was going. The Capitals didn't read it. Crosby on one knee, firmly with the hands, and little redirection there.
Pittsburgh is 3 for 5 against the Capitals in their previous 2 meetings this season on the power play. Wilson trying to catch up to that. Could have been a shorthanded chance. Instead, Letang using Stuart Skinner, and Wilson came in, almost stole that puck away. Certainly making life difficult for the Caps to break out on their power play. No power play goals for Pittsburgh yesterday. Those 3 power play goals were all in their first meeting. Crosby had 2 of them. Second unit on the ice now for Pittsburgh. Letang across, settled by Brazeau. Chinikov drifting away from the middle of the ice. They work it around. Hayes a shot save made. Rebound forced wide by Brazeau. Chinikov for Letang. Letang waiting for a lane to open. Nothing does. He'll get it back and try it again. Over for Chinikov. Down low. Brazeau with the handle as down went Thompson. The puck went over the net. Chychrun trying to walk off the wall. Lost it in a sweeping poke check as he was falling. And a little help from Protas out of the zone. And it's Beauvillier. As out of the box comes Rivalry. And the Capitals have killed it off. 7 minutes to go here in the opening period. Brendan Burke, Darren Peng, Shane Knighty. Thrilled to have you with us here this afternoon on a beautiful day in our nation's capital.
Man, an awkward movement there by Logan Thompson. After that good hands there by Brazeau, he ended up on his stomach, so he left the whole top of the net. It was wide open there.
Jam play by Cole Hudson. Try it around the other side, but it gets all the way through for Parker Wotherspoon. Roy finishes his check. Sorted. Across the ice, skated into here by Hudson. 19-year-old Cole Hudson with speed across the line. Takes the shot. It was redirected away from the net by Girard. Now he tries to join the play offensively. Knocks that pass out of the air. Sam Girard with a lane to the slot, and it was there. Nobody could get to it. Rutger McGroarty unable to get his hands free.
Man, with Hudson up the ice there, sort of did a good job of coming back. He was the lone man on that one-on-one play going wide.
Here's Crosby circling back. Ricard Raquel got through Rivalry. And he took a hard shove into the wall from Anthony Beauvillier. Crosby swoops in and picks up the puck. Got that pass through for Solovyov. Crosby again. Didn't get the one-timer away cleanly. He battles for that puck and St. Ividine with it. His wrister tipped wide. Crosby after the loose puck. Beauvillier able to work it to the corner. Ovechkin and Crosby both on the ice here as Ovechkin handles the puck and plays now for Strome. Strome delayed. Lays it across. That one was picked off by Solovyov. Penguins need a change, but Solovyov able to step by Strome and force it around the net. Sets up for Alexei Protas. That's Big Pro, in case you were wondering.
Yeah, Big Pro
and Pro.
And Pro is the younger brother. But what a massive line this is with Wilson as well. You think of size and strength up front for the Capitals.
Spencer Carberry telling us he was Big Pro and a chance at a breakaway there. The puck got by him. It doesn't feel right to call either of them Little Pro. Here is Big Pro to his brother, and his Stuart Skinner got just a piece of that one.
The first man in takes the body, then he got the slot wide open, all because of a little bit of a miscue there.
Ilya Protas for Tom Wilson. Glove saved by Skinner. Wilson came walking down the lane, stared down by Stuart Skinner.
Well, Sidney Crosby gets a chance on the power play to the side of the net. Carlson with the pass through a maze of players, a little chip play right there. Good save by Logan Thompson.
Knock, knock, Capital One Bank guy. Can I borrow some Wi-Fi?
Sure, Chuck.
Oh, my wash machine's on the fritz also.
I got just the thing. Want to try the catchphrase?
There's no fees or minimums on Capital One checking accounts. What's in your wallet?
You're a natural.
I'm ready for some Domino's and hold up. What's in those black and gold boxes? Okay, Parmesan stuffed crust and handmade pan. Well, that seals it. Gotta get my hands on those pizzas from Domino's.
When we hit the pothole, I was worried we'd be stranded for hours.
And our lives would revolve around the pothole. Pothole. I'll use my credit card to order 50 philosophy books.
The pothole. It's deep.
Candy, no.
Oh, get out.
Shoot. But that never happened. Thanks to the Geico app, help arrived in under an hour.
It feels good to get help fast. It feels good to Geico.
The Stanley Cup Playoffs Bracket Challenge presented by Expedia is back.
Come on, boys.
And now it's time to take your shot. Face off against family and friends. And see if you can predict this year's playoffs. Can you pick the perfect bracket and claim the ultimate prize? A trip to a 2026-27 NHL event and an Adventure Chrono NHL Limited Edition watch by Norcane. Sign up today at nhl.com/bracket.
Coach, after 2 special decades, this could be the final meeting between Sidney Crosby and Alex Ovechkin. When you hear that, what goes through your mind?
It's incredible. I mean, this is just in sports in general. You don't see things like this. You know, 2 guys that have been making this kind of an impact, you know, on our game, on the league, and then to be able to do it for this long. Nothing short of incredible.
The emotions are obviously very high on their bench and in this building. It means a lot to Sid and Evgeny, too. Like, how are they managing their emotions right now during this game?
Oh, I mean, I think you see them out there. These guys, when the puck drops, they're just here to compete. But I'm sure, you know, it'll be a question for them. But I can't imagine doing it for this long. That many games. Incredible.
Thank you, Dave.
Thank you.
That many games is 100 between these two, but they've been playing since the 2005-2006 season. And yeah, to put it in perspective, this is Larry Bird and Magic Johnson. This is Tom Brady and Peyton Manning. This is one of the great rivalries in sports between 2 individuals.
2 elite, athletes, and that's what you see. It really is incredible, and the longevity of it all. There's some other great rivalries there, Panger.
Yeah, I mean, and Peyton Manning and Brady, they're quarterbacks. They're not on teaming up against one another. This is so unique. One being a centerman, a phenom growing up. One being a Russian-born player that's a shooting machine and as ferocious a hitter as you'll ever find, and a guy that just loves scoring goals. It's unique. Not sure if we're going to see it again.
Crosby almost scored one from his back there.
Yeah, sure did. Well, they're great players. Guess what they do in these moments? They score. They do their thing. So far, it's been a good start for both their players. Even for Ovechkin, when he's not getting scoring chances, he figures something out by getting in the forecheck, and he's had the most massive hit so far of this game.
Raquel, who swivels in and plays it around. This one tipped on for Justin Sorted. Handed off for Duhaime. He's got speed through center. Driving wide, a wrister sent wide of the net. And Duhaime picks it up again. Got a little room, rips a shot, gloved and held by Stuart Skinner.
That's 2 good glove saves there by Stuart Skinner. Had one earlier on, and that one there a little bit lower. Meantime, Sidney Crosby in front, using the skate, goes down, and what a save. That is right off the right pad of Logan Thompson, who's been sharp so far in this hockey game. And here it is again.
For tonight's entertainment, our former first mate will walk the plank.
Be there any alternative activities?
Alternative? Perhaps we could head ashore for a bit of R&R.
R&R. Enough!
Love that plank walking. Plank walking is the best.
So what's the plan?
This Norwegian Cruise Line. It's different out here. Get the latest Galaxy for $0 at Verizon. And use Circle to search with Google to swipe a whole new look.
So hot.
Yeah? We a bit chilly.
Now at Verizon, get the new Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra for $0. No trade-in needed.
Forgot about the shoes.
Yo, not those 2.
Bring on the spring at the Honda Spring Event. Drive with the confidence that comes with Honda Sensing, whether it's across the country or just around the corner. Honda's family of hybrids and EVs are ready for wherever spring takes you. All from the 2025 Kelley Blue Book Best Value brand. Right now, you can get a $289 per month lease on a 2026 CR-V 2-wheel drive sport hybrid.
99 meetings, 56 of those have been won by Sidney Crosby. Ovechkin leads in the goal department, but maybe not by as many as you think in the head-to-head matchup, by 53-48, but it has been a special treat to watch these guys go head-to-head 100 times between the regular season and, of course, the playoffs. During their eras, they've combined for 4 Stanley Cups, 3 for Pittsburgh, 1 for Washington, and each time they won a Stanley Cup, they had to go through the other to get there. Soderblom with a shot along the sharp side, and it's fought off by Logan Thompson, who has brought his A game here to this one.
We only saw 1 shot in the first period yesterday against the Penguins.
What we were talking about in the hallway before the game with Logan.
Yes,
I see.
Hanger could have played the first period yesterday.
He agreed.
This one thrown to the net. He had to kick that one out.
They're tough games, though.
Yeah.
Still be a goalie that can stop pucks while thinking. That's a tough one. Only two that I can think about: Dryden and Brodeur.
Is that why you never tried it?
That's right.
Koviov's shot. That one got pinned under the pad of Thompson. That's not where he wanted it to bounce off of, but he made the save nonetheless.
Yeah, the Penguins have come with a better complement of players, certainly, than yesterday afternoon, and they've come out to play in this game. They're not just participants and throwing their sticks out there on the ice. They're getting themselves ready to play. Their coach didn't like their lack of ozone pressure or any kind of pressure. He called it what pop gun offense, basically, in last night's game, and that was probably being generous. So they want to clean things up, too. This is an emotional game, and it's an important game, and obviously for history's purposes, seeing Ovechkin and Crosby, but it's still about getting into good habits to get ready for the playoffs, and they are in. And I'm talking about Pittsburgh.
Well, yeah, they want to continue to build their game, as head coach Dan Muse talked about, his opportunity to play well, do the right things. You know, they're kind of solidified playoff position, but at the same time, you want those good habits here. Not many games left to tune it up before the postseason.
Hager, you try to give Dan Muse a lifeline, saying, you know, he didn't have a lot of guys in the lineup, and he was like, hey, I didn't have anybody make their NHL debut yesterday.
Still a standard, but a different standard. I mean, certain guys can make plays, some guys can't.
Protus to Protus, and a tap into the pads of Skinner. Just a few minutes ago, while that play was developing, did catch him to this. Hudson heading down the tunnel to the Capitals dressing room.
Yeah, I see that. He's still there at this particular point right here. And Skinner shoves that one into the paraphernalia. Make sure there's no rebound for the Protus brothers. And a good steal of the puck right there. Boy, that kid's got some good hockey sense. He's been a lethal scorer in the Ontario Hockey League and went down to the American Hockey League. And again, learning the game down there, Shane, and you and I both did that. And it's important to learn the game there. So when you come up to the NHL, you shut the door behind you and don't go back.
Yeah, get a little taste here late in the season. But he certainly has the one ability you can't teach. That's 6'6" like his brother. Big bodies up front, but yeah.
And his finishing touch. Some hockey sense. A little bit more than his brother, I think.
Yeah, a little more finish, I think, than his brother, but a real good hockey sense playing the center position.
I mean, Ilya Protus already has more power play goals than Alex Protus.
That scored his first yesterday.
Ilya is 19 years old, an elite AHL player. His first opportunity in that league. As the tank fired one off the skate of Leonard. And Haynes tries to move it along. We got a penalty coming here against Pittsburgh.
Sidney Crosby going to the penalty box.
Offended Rivalry. And Crosby doesn't even wait for the call. He is already in the penalty box.
He was already on his way over to the box almost before the whistle was blown.
Yeah, he knew it right away. He had one hand on his stick.
That's a little different than Crosby in the 2005-2006 season. He would have had a few words, I think, to say.
Pittsburgh 87, 2 minutes tripping.
Well, that's the other unique thing about these two great players is that, I mean, early on, you know, I think early on as a young player, it's not easy to go head-to-head or go in verbal bouts with other guys, and everybody's watching, they know the camera's on, but these guys, man, they didn't let up. Ovechkin and Crosby.
Well, let's see if Alexander Ovechkin get their power play going. It's been a struggle for the Capitals this season.
Just a minute and 9 seconds left in the period, so if they can't score here, there'll be a break in the middle of it. Hudson has not only returned from the locker room, but he's on the ice and he's got the puck. Cole Hudson operating on the back end. Ovechkin fired one right off of Rust and out of the zone.
Ovechkin saying, what say with this Hudson kid? He's putting the puck on the tape like that, and I go to that spot for one-timers. He's played for another 5 years.
32 goals this season for Ovechkin, with just 5 power play goals. Goes to the net! Oh, it's there, and they score! Justin Sordiff got the tip. It hit the post. It was still in the crease, and he tapped it home. Ovechkin will get the assist. Sordiff the power play goal.
That didn't take long. Good hands there with a hot potato behind Skinner. But it all starts with the entry into the zone, which was clean for the Washington Capitals. A really nice pass by Ovechkin. He put it right on the tape to Sordiff. sort of with his stick on the ice. Good fundamentals right here. Angles it off the bar, and then off the helmet, off the back, and then it gets tapped into the net. So Ovechkin will get an assist on the play. But we're going to check for an offside play in that entry into the zone.
Challenge and determined the play was offside prior to the goal. Yeah, exactly. You can see right after the Penguins bench, the coach is looking down. And zone entry gets kicked out to Ovechkin. But Protas is ahead of the play. Yeah, no call. No question on this call.
Yeah, it didn't pass the eye test right away. But that clearly shows you that that puck never crossed the blue line entirely before the left skate of Protas does cross. I mean, it's an easy call there when you look at it like that. But at fast speed, you know, you can easily see why that doesn't get called right away.
It was a quick challenge. It was a quick review. And we get a quick answer. We think we know what it is.
After the coach's challenge is determined, the play was offside at 44.4. There is no goal on the play. Please reset the clock to 44.4.
Well, we check the clock, put it back on. Sidney Crosby goes back to the penalty box.
Well, just on that play, I just want to mention, I think it was Biz on the panel talking about Ovechkin's playmaking. He's the one who made that great pass to the front of the net, right? A lot of times those plays open up because you have to respect his shot. He made the great plays, sort of, but won't matter now. They'll reset and back on the power play for the Capitals.
44.4 the time on the clock.
Lots of time to get that puck back in the offensive zone and get things set up.
They've reset the game clock. They're still working on resetting the penalty clock. For Crosby. And they have that at 1:35, and now we are ready to go. Chrome wins the face-off for Spencer Carberry's Caps. Cole Hudson. Circle back and start ahead. Hudson carries it up ice, looking for the drop. There wasn't one. Made the pass. Redirected by Swerve. Now they set up Hudson. Ovechkin! Kicked out by Skinner. Waterspoon couldn't get a hard rim around, and it's kept alive by Strome. His wrister tipped down. Protas shut off. Rebound still fought for. St. Ivany down to his knees. Puck underneath him. 15 seconds to go in the period as Ilya Protas pushes it around the wall. He looked for Ovechkin. It was cut off and cleared by Koppinen, and that will pretty much do it for the period.
Yeah, I think Strome made that a little bit too obvious there, trying to go over the sticks.
Cole Hudson going for a skate, but runs out of time. And the first period, thanks to a late review, is scoreless at the intermission. Now coming up with the Vanda Pharmaceuticals intermission report with Lee McHugh, Anderson Carter, Paul Bissonnette, and Henrik Lundqvist. It's been a fun game so far, despite our lack of scoring. Ovechkin and Crosby company after one.
The Stanley Cup Playoffs Bracket Challenge presented by Expedia is back.
Come on, boys.
Face off against family and friends. You could claim the ultimate prize. Sign up today at NHL.com/bracket.
The two biggest names in all of hockey, Sidney Crosby,
Alexander Ovechkin.
This is one of those matchups the screenwriters dream up.
Ovechkin and Crosby.
Everybody talking Ovechkin, Crosby.
Two best players in the world, Alex versus Sid.
And they've got a serious hate-on for each other.
That's what I expect from him. He's a good player, but I don't know if he's talked too much. He likes to run around these days.
Ovechkin, major lip service.
I don't like it personally, but that's him.
They just kept one-upping each other.
Welcome to the Crosby Show. Alexander Ovechkin.
Most talented and most recognized players in the game today.
NHL Clash of Titans.
Always Alex versus Sidney type thing. Always myself against him type of thing, and it's always built up when we play against each other.
Why go commercial when you can have all the comforts of private? The Infiniti QX80, a most luxurious way to travel.
Did you know that Walmart...
This came faster than his ride from the airport.
Your friends will thank you.
The Walmart you thought you knew is now new.
The finest luxury fragrances are now exclusively available at your local store. Unstoppable's Unlimited Collection makes everything smell magnifique. Luxury laundry scent beads so you can smell unstoppable.
Let's talk Panera's new Mix and Match menu. Choose 2 or more, it's just $4.99 each. Hold up, is that sopressata, focaccia, Fuji apples, and it's $4.99 each? That's a deal that's actually a meal. It's the new Mix and Match menu at Panera.
That's Wayne Gretzky.
Who's Wayne Gretzky?
He was accepted into the Hall of Fame.
That's nice. But with Discover, I get accepted basically anywhere. No, I got it, Dwayne Jetski.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places nationwide.
There are 2 certainties in life, death and taxes. For now, TaxAct filing software can only help you with the second one. We're still working on the whole immortality thing. TaxAct, let's get them over with.
Do parents cover kids' eyes to protect them?
Uh-oh, that's a scary part.
Or to secretly steal their Reese's?
It doesn't sound scary.
Super scary.
Perhaps moms know everything happens for a Reese's.
I started talking to a new guy. Even though he sees me on social media, I see him on social media. We have not done a video chat yet. I am so nervous.
Hello.
Hi!
Monday.
We going to the club.
I never thought that you would take me to a place like this.
Hey, but you guys don't have much fun. We do. I like Pedro, but he wants something so serious right now. I hope I don't regret this choice later on.
90 Day the Single Life, all new, Monday at 8 on TLC.
Baseball is on TBS.
Big names, big players, all the pieces in place on a picture-perfect night.
MLB steps into the spotlight on Tuesday's biggest stage.
He makes the catch!
Where the best show feels bigger.
On a night like this, a special entrance is needed.
Yeah. And the brightest stars will shine.
Did he get it? Yes, he did! Walk-off home run!
MLB on TBS.
Memories being made tonight. This is what you want to tune in and watch.
Tuesday's biggest stage.
Vanna Pharmaceuticals Intermission report in what could be the final Alex Ovechkin-Sidney Crosby matchup. They're not out for a light skate in this one. Physical first period so far. Crosby nearly opened the scoring. Logan Thompson's been sharp. Alexander Ovechkin later appeared to have a gorgeous assist to Justin Sordiff. But offsides was the call as they reviewed this one. Goal wiped off the board, 0-0 after one. Pens already in the playoffs. Caps trying to stay alive in the chase for that final postseason spot in the Eastern Conference. As we welcome you inside the studio, Liam Q, Paul Bissonnette, Anson Carter, and Henrik Lundqvist. This doesn't feel like, hey, enjoy retirement and let's all just go out and have a nice, careful game. Yeah. Doesn't feel like that at all. We're going to get right into it. Vanna Pharmaceuticals highlight is physical matchup so far.
Yeah. And you saw the picture they took in warm-up together, but we use the term tummy sticks in the NHL where guys are tapping each other's shin pads, being buddy-buddy. But the minute the puck drops or even before it, they spent some time together last night, but Malkin and Ovi going at it right here. Strome ends up getting kicked out, probably on purpose, and then Sid having a smile there. But then he's like, nah, I'm not letting you win this because it might be your last game against me. I'm snapping that right back. And there he goes, the truck, just trucking everybody over. That was probably the lighter of the 2 big ones he had. And then, of course, Ace, the one on Christopher Letang.
Yeah, Sid's not going to give an inch. Doesn't really matter. I mean, I'm calling it here first, guys. I'm calling for an Ovi goal and a Sidney Crosby goal, too. Because this looks like vintage Ovi from back in the day, hitting everything that moves, getting in front of the net. And Sid just always finds a way, Hank, to rise to the occasion. But see, I've had a problem with these welcome back videos. I don't like those videos.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
But I like this stuff right here. 2 great players being honored, being recognized, similar to what Kopitar went through with the LA Kings. I love seeing this stuff where you're acknowledging these great players and their contributions to the game.
Yeah, it's just great to hear them talk about each other, how they pushed each other throughout their careers. Everybody talks about how much they meant to the game of hockey, the league, fans, young kids playing the game, but also what they mean to each other. I think we don't talk enough about that. But when they do get asked about Ovi's thoughts about Crosby and vice versa, there's so much respect there. And together, they've been pushing the game forward. Yeah, they deserve a few videos every game if they wanted to.
Yeah, that's what I respect about Ovi too. I mean, he's leading the game in hits right now with 3 in that first period, and also like I'm sure all the attention he got last year from the goal chase. It probably, if it is in fact his last year, he probably didn't want all that noise surrounding him, following him around. Probably that is one reason, and he probably saw the way that Jeter went out, where every team had pulled up a car or you know, a big arrangement for him. And he's like, I just kind of want to enjoy it, fly under the radar as much as Ovi can, and go about his business. But they've been charging here even since the deadline when they lost Carlson. They have not waved the white flag, and they've continued to march on and fight for playoff positioning.
We're just showcasing his wide array of skills. I mean, he almost had an assist that wasn't called off. He showed that deft stick handling around Tarek asking those questions in pregame, which is unbelievable too. I'm looking for a cannon, but going back to Sid quickly too, Sid's been all over this game. And he just always finds a way to rise to the occasion. You know, we've seen a couple vintage attempts from Carlson to Sid. How many times, guys, have we seen him on his one knee, choking up on the stick there and trying to go with a one-time shot? And then just getting involved, getting in the blue paint, going to the tough areas, winning those one-on-one battles, using that lower body strength. He's got a couple of fake chiclets in his mouth because he's got his teeth knocked out. Because Sid's not a player that plays on the outside. And you look at Ovi, he's missing chiclets too. Like, those are guys that are warriors that aren't going to take the easy route to get the front of the net. They're going to go right through if they have to, Liam.
We talk about all the 30-goal seasons for Alexander Ovechkin, then you can go to Crosby, and it's all the point-per-game seasons, right? 21 straight for him. He's 38 years old. We talked about this. I mean, if he wanted to play 3 more years, is there any reason why he wouldn't be good enough to still be an elite? He's still be an elite player, it feels like.
Yeah, and you know, the biggest, not the biggest challenge, but a big challenge over time, professional sports, hockey, it's consistency. And yes, you need a massive commitment to the game, but it starts with the passion for the game. Without the passion of the game, it's so hard to put in that type of work that these two players have done throughout their careers. There's no coincidence why they're playing so well at this point, being at this age. It's the commitment to the game and the passion for the game. And you see it in how they prepare, but you see it how they play the game. And I love to see it. And just Sidney's consistency is probably one of the best in the league over the 20 years. Talk about his points production, but also how he plays the game.
Yeah, to give Spencer Carberry a little shout out for the way he's managing Ovi. Only 5 D-zone starts. There's no DHs in hockey like they have in baseball, but great ice time management from him. And now Biz, with the way they have, I won't call it load management, but players don't practice as much. So there's no surprise we're seeing guys that are 39 and 49 years old still having the success they're having.
I would vote for Ovi coming back to just basically play power play.
Why not?
Be the first ever DH in hockey. I got my hand up. I don't know how many people at home
I just want to know if you could have announced your retirement, would you have done that? You collect all the cards. I mean, it's just,
I was just thinking about that. What kind of gifts would they give?
They would have got me 2 new knees on the way out, because that's how I ended it with torn ACL. So.
And a brain.
Yeah.
Ponvory is approved for the treatment of relapsing forms of multiple sclerosis in adults. Ponvory lowers the number of white blood cells, lymphocytes, in your blood.
Doesn't get any better than this. Alex Ovechkin versus Sidney Crosby.
Both know the hockey world is watching.
Everybody talking Ovechkin, Crosby. Sidney likes the left. You cannot stop him.
Ovechkin with a rocket. He scores! The great A strikes again.
21 seasons now of a point per game. Greatest goal scorer in history. Ovechkin and Crosby, 2 of the all-time greats.
Ponvory can increase your risk of serious infections that can be life-threatening and may cause death. Ponvory can cause your heart rate to slow down, especially after you take your first dose. Do not take Ponvory if in the last 6 months you had a heart attack, unstable and
Have with my family, the less I act like a sociopath.
Is this stuck up? Is this showing off?
This family's non-stop antisocial behavior is toxic to me.
You have to make peace with your family.
It's not just mom and dad. It's so much worse with my brothers.
What is wrong with you?
You'll never know. The court sealed that report.
Two lemonades, please.
Here, on me. Larry? Larry.
I'd go with the Active Cash credit card from Wells Fargo here. With this baby, you'll score like a 2%er.
Good choice. Tap, tap. Tippity tap, tap, tap.
Score unlimited 2% cash rewards on purchases. Terms apply. Tell me something good.
Cheerios is made with oats.
Tell me that you love me. Yeah.
I love bees.
Cheerios, made with tasty whole grain oats for a day full of good.
When you're away from the spotlight, you have time to think about what really matters.
Oh! The spotlight!
Why is everyone so fired up? It's a Stanley Cup playoffs. Every shift matters. Every series is a statement. And everyone, it's their shot at the cup.
Why is everyone so fired up?
It's the Stanley Cup playoffs. Every shift matters.
You're watching the Vanda Pharmaceuticals Intermission Report. Innovate in the service of people's pursuit of happiness.
Give me one. Good job, D.
Even if it's their last matchup, no freebies. Crosby's not giving away any face-offs. There is one playoff spot left in the Eastern Conference. It is third place in the Metropolitan Division. The Flyers currently have it. The Caps could pull within 1 point of the Flyers if they win today. But what's at stake? A regulation loss today for the Capitals, and they are eliminated. Our superstars are sharp. No one is sharper than Henrik Lundqvist right now.
Oh, he's firing on all cylinders with that energy drink he brought in.
Ovi's hitting?
Hank collabed with Kim Kardashian. We're going to talk about that during the next interview. What do you mean?
He's not cutting any
He's wearing
deals.
Skims underneath that suit of his. You opened the floodgates.
Is that the key to being so lean?
Yeah.
Update.
Keeping up
We're
with
going to
King
show his
Henrik.
man's ear.
Excited for that one.
The SoFi NBA Play-In Tournament is only on Prime. With all 6 games, it's win to get in. The SoFi NBA Play-In Tournament begins Tuesday, only on Prime.
It's time for a new kind of value menu. Hello, Panera's new Mix and Match menu. Just $4.99 each when you choose 2 or more faves like these. The new Mix and Match menu at Panera. Now that's a deal that's actually a meal.
Hey, have you heard about this prediction market, Kalshi?
Yeah, lets you trade on anything from sports to culture.
What about UFO sightings?
Yeah, that too. Why? Can't just leave them like that.
9-iron.
Whatever the moment, make it a cocktail. On the Rocks, bartender-created cocktails.
I don't think they'll take that here.
Of course they take Discover. It's accepted in 99% of places.
99%? I didn't know that.
You're stuck in the past, baby.
You're the one who owns 13 pairs of parachute pants?
Well, fashion is cyclical. They'll be back. Right? Hopefully.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places nationwide. Earn cash back at all of them.
What's up, guys? AD here.
This is about to be dope.
Join me as we prank some of the biggest names in the sports world.
It's go time.
NBA All-Stars, NFL legends, nobody's safe. Obviously, Rakia has no idea that our driver is driving her to the parking lot from hell.
Foul Play with Anthony Davis. All new Mondays at 9 on TBS. Set your DVR now. Go inside the race with HBO Max, the exclusive home for NASCAR Driver Cam. Watch up to 4 drivers simultaneously. Listen to live team radios.
Man in front of you, gonna come back down the track. High.
And track real-time stats.
Can I get some info where I'm at? Yeah, 2 down right now, 1 in cycle.
NASCAR Driver Cam brings you even closer to the action than ever before. Don't just watch NASCAR, experience it.
Trigger plate, hell yeah!
NASCAR Driver Cam, presented by Straight Talk, now streaming on HBO Max.
Up. I'll get this off. Just need you. Alright, good luck, man.
Inside Tracks presented by Duluth Trading Company. Both Alexander Ovechkin and Sidney Crosby wearing microphones for us this afternoon. Some cool inside look at them.
Oh, fantastic. You can see the respect they have for each other, but also the competitiveness is will play on here, scoreless heading into the second.
Yeah, with their both being mic'd for this game, which is really special, and obviously we thank these great athletes for that. But for Ovechkin to actually lean into Sidney on that face-off when he went in and say, "Just give me one," and Sid didn't even
no chance.
Just as Biz said, he just snapped that back and said, "Thanks for coming."
Did it with a smile.
Well, I did find out here from between the benches that after the game, every player, Malkin, Crosby, and Letang, they'll be given their sweaters to Ovechkin in his everlasting collection of jerseys. Very cool.
Pittsburgh is shorthanded. Crosby is in the box to start the period. 40 seconds left on the power play here for Washington. And already scored on this power play. Was taken back on an offside challenge. Ryan Leonard sets it up. Chychrun, wrister off the outside. Backhand by Ovechkin. Rebound try shut down, and it's popped wide past the net. A couple of good looks there for Pierre Dubois in tight to the goal. Ovechkin couldn't get it through. Chychrun's stick was broken, and look out here. Russ trying to get there. Chychrun, a diving play without his stick to stop Russ from a breakaway.
Sometimes when you get desperation mode, you got to do whatever you can, and Chychrun, a great play to dive and use his hand to swat that puck away from Russ.
Crosby is out of the box, and it is still a scoreless hockey game. Dubois ran out of room there, and it's Rickard Rakell who flips this one down the ice. Soderblom chugging after it.
Just that anticipation from the fans when it reaches Ovechkin's stick, and they want to fire that every time, but sometimes there just isn't that possibility.
McMichael kept that one in the zone. At least that's what they say for now. So it's onside as the puck worked around towards Crosby. A little between the legs pass over for Girard. Tipped down by Soderblom. Alexei Protas. Stolen away by Crosby. His centering pass, though, stopped by Rivalry.
Yeah, he's looking for Malkin, who just came off the bench on a change.
Alexei Protas, middle of the ice, able to get his hand back on his stick, but never got the shot away. Then Malkin up ice. Novak has Chinikov driving. Novak drops it. Malkin gives it back to him. The backhand is knocked out of the front of the net by the mask of Logan Thompson. Hank appreciates that. This pass comes out of the zone.
Oh, he's off the mark.
Here comes Miroshnichenko, whiffed on the wrister. Able to stay on his feet, though. Dropped it up behind his back. It's loose at the post. And Skinner got a skate there just as Duhaime found the puck. Chinikov across off Wotherspoon. And Royal rim it in on the delayed offside. Washington has to touch up to take the opportunity to make a change here in the second period. 2.5 gone in it. Novak on the dump in. Gets through Thompson. Cole Hudson spin off the wall. Anthony Beauvillier moves it along, and now it is Trevor Van Riemsdyk. And Riemsdyk laid around the net towards Beauvillier. He'll keep it moving. Hudson had to get rid of it. St. Ivany was ready for that. And Riemsdyk all the way across.
Actually, Rustu reaches out with his right hand and Chychrun, no stick. Well, I'll just dive down and swat it away. And not a good feeling as a D-man. Last line of the blue line, your stick's gone, but do anything he can to make the play. That's what he does.
Yeah, and that came on the heels of that pass to Ovechkin, and instead of one timing it from there, he hesitated, he played it back, and then the broken stick happens.
Dumped in by Tom Wilson. Deep line on the ice for the Capitals with the Protas brothers and Tom Wilson. 700 pounds of forwards playing together. Love down by Roy.
Deep on the bunt.
Go behind the net. Malkin centering pass to Novak. And Novak is gapped by Roy. And then Wilson couldn't quite slip it by as the puck knocked away. Cole Hudson will circle back on it. Cole Hudson knocked off balance by Novak, so he cannot continue on. But they put a pass across for Alexei Protas. And then Wotherspoon. The wall. Alexei Protas waiting for it. And it's sort of shot. That was blocked. Grab. Novak fumbled with it. Gave it away to Van Riemsdyk. Tom Wilson trying to bring it back in. He did, though, offside. As sort of had yet to clear the zone. Well, the Stanley Cup Playoffs Bracket Challenge presented by Expedia is back. Register now to make your picks. Once seeds are set, you can claim the ultimate prize. Sign up today at nhl.com/bracket. A little more clarity yesterday on the playoff picture. 4 teams clinched their spots. That means 13 of the 16 spots are gone. Third in the Metro is the only available spot in the East. The Capitals are hoping that it can fall to them. Philadelphia doesn't play today, so you can get a little bit closer. A regulation loss for the Caps will mean it is all over here today.
Tough last 2 games there for Philadelphia versus Carolina versus Montreal.
Centering pass, saved by Thompson on point-blank try from Brazeau, and it's Miroshnichenko racing the other way. This one dumped down, skipped off the heel of the glove of Stuart Skinner. Aim finished his check. That time on Solovyov, and Pittsburgh has iced the puck.
I don't think Pittsburgh likes that call because the defenseman had pinched in there inside the blue line, went right by him. In the meantime, here's the shot off again, the mask of Thompson. Boy, somewhere Glenn Hall's rolling over in his grave right here, Shane. Jeepers. And then nice little push off from behind. Nice pass to Brazeau by Hayes. Hayes sets up shot behind the net, puts it right on the tape. But again, Logan Thompson has been equal to everything that's been fired his way. A very sharp outing there for the left-handed goaltender.
I was just going to say, he's been excellent today in net for the Capitals. Well, giving him a chance. We talked about the importance. They're going to need help to get to playoffs, but the only thing they can control is a regulation win and 2 points here today.
Koivunen able to move it along for Brazeau. This one is offside at the line, and we get a stoppage in play. Still a scoreless hockey game here in D.C. The NHL on TNT is brought to you by Häagen-Dazs. Don't rush indulgence, take your sweet time. That's Dazs. And by Allstate. You're in good hands.
Are you Marcia?
I am. I am.
Thanks for meeting me here. Usually not an interweb dating guy. Barely ever use this phone computer. Unless it's to bundle my insurance with Liberty.
Oh, same. I hate this thing, but it's true. You can save hundreds bundling with Liberty.
Liberty?
Liberty? Liberty.
Are you hungry?
Mm-hmm.
Let's get some lasagna.
And some cannolis.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
We're almost back. Supposed to be at Pat's for tip-off.
You okay, OG? I like to see you guys hike a mountain at my age.
We're almost there.
Howdy, fellas.
Hey, Ted.
I got the game.
You got the game. Now where's the rest of the team?
I get them. Starks, you still on that hike? Alvarado's here.
I brought dip. Homemade.
Wish we had some snacks.
And I found these berries.
Oh, very poisonous. Yeah.
When the connection matters, it has to be AT&T.
When we began the second period, Chris Letang put his gloves over there to my right. I said, isn't that nice of OB? You take that nice picture with him at the beginning, and then he drills you in the corner. This is the hit I'm talking about. Well, Chris Letang said, I think he wanted to leave a mark on the sweater because after the game, I'm going to give it to him for his collection. And so that's what he said, that all the guys that took that picture, Malkin, Crosby, and Letang, will be handing their sweaters over to the guy on the left. What a collection he's got. It's a shrine. I just love the fact that last night that Malkin went over to his house. He was posted by the NHL and the Washington Capitals and played some stick hockey with the kids, and then the Protas brothers came in as well. That brings everybody together.
The guys that played yesterday earlier in the day and are playing again here today, hanging out last night. Almost 7 minutes into this second period. It is a scoreless hockey game. Icing called here against Pittsburgh. Well, you mentioned it, Darren Bank, Kenny Malkin. You know, we talk about Sidney Crosby and Ovechkin a lot, but Malkin and Ovechkin have quite the relationship as well.
That's an impressive game of mini sticks right there.
Oh, and here comes the big boys.
Oh, the big boys.
They started taking the body down. Look at flinging pucks. I love that kind of stuff. You know, Malkin and Ovechkin were also on that dynamic 2005 World Junior Championship team in North Dakota that faced Canada and Sidney Crosby and so many other greats in the final. Yeah, they go back a long way.
Here's Van Riemsdyk with a wrister. That got through the traffic in front, and reaching out was Skinner. He took that right away from Ilya Protas, who thought he was bringing it with him behind the net.
I've been impressed with Ilya Protas. The 19-year-old getting his opportunity here and had a 3-point game yesterday. And he led the Capitals in shots after the first with 3, but a real good job getting to the net. You talk about trying to control guys in the net. There's brother Lexi, and then there's Ilya. Mentioned the weight. I think the biggest challenge as a defenseman on the other side is right there boxing out. St. Ivany doing a good job pushing him out of that area. That's a lot of weight to move around the blue paint.
Coaches have been impressed with Protas' ability to go over video, read whether it be systems or what they want in the forecheck. Very bright mind.
Really tossed out of the faceoff because Alexei jumped into the circle, so they swap places. Really, 28 goals, 62 points in 66 AHL games with Hershey this season. Now he's got 4 points. Top 4 got the net. In his first 2 NHL games, and 76 players ever with 4 points in their first 2 NHL games. 3 yesterday, including his first NHL goal. It's Kevin Hayes. Leaves it off for Girard. Max St. Ivy dumped it in from center ice. Thompson came out, couldn't stop it though. Brazeau from the goal line. He's got lots of space. He'll move to the net. Tried to shovel it on goal. Stopped by Thompson. Alexei Protas will clear it out with a pass to Van Riemsdyk. Up there in front of the Capitals bench. Girard tries to open things up for Letang. He's more than happy to jump up on the play. Here's Letang. Dragged to the forehand. Ran out of room. His pass to Hayes came back to him. Hayes takes it around the net. Chychrun can chase him. Now it's Girard. England's making some changes in the offensive zone. It's Girard. Hits the brakes, changes direction. Now it's Chinakhov.
250 for Chychrun. Long shift for the Capitals right now. They're hemming.
And he is a long way from the bench. Here's Letang. Across the ice here for Girard. Wilson in tow. Trying to wear out the Capitals here. It's Chinakhov. Rister fought off by the blocker of Thompson. Russ gets to that loose puck. Alexei Protas couldn't clear. Just in at the line, close to being too many men. Here is Girard to the slot, got all the way through. Rust winds, fires, missed his mark off the glass and out of the zone, but not all the way down. Tom Wilson won't even bother waiting. He'll go to the bench. 3.5-minute shift for Chychrun now. Only one fresh body out there for Washington. Carlson will take a lap. Eric Carlson slides it out high. Novak to the net. Kicked out by Thompson on the tip try from Ross. Novak wouldn't let Protas shoot it down the ice. Chychrun trying to get off. Flips it down. Soft touch. He is able to get to the bench as Pittsburgh tries to turn it around quickly. Malkin just feathers it behind the goal. Officially a 3-minute and 59-second shift.
That's incredible
for Chychrun. Novak powers down with Rivalry on him. Left it there. Kells pass out. Carlson. Now it's Malkin. Malkin on the backhand. Poke checked away by Leonard. Trying to spring McMichael if he can, but Carlson got in his way. Hit the halfway point of the second period. Still looking for the game's first goal. As this puck rockets towards Darren Pang. You right, Panger?
Got it.
Panger's got a souvenir for our game. Ovechkin and Crosby were scoreless here halfway through.
Hey, Juice, what are your financial goals?
No goals.
Like, no goals for retirement?
No goals.
So no goals for your investment portfolio?
No goals.
What about a new home?
No goals.
Good talk. See you on the ice.
No goals.
Talk to a financial professional today. Feel comfortable about tomorrow. Mass Mutual.
Ready whenever you are, Michael.
They told him, don't you ever come around here. Don't want to see your face, you better disappear. The fire's in their eyes and their words are really clear, so beat it.
It's cooking, baby.
Sounded good. You better run, you better do what you can. Don't want to see no blood, don't be a macho man. You want to be tough, better do what you can. So beat it. You want to be bad, just beat it.
That's my son. Rated PG-13.
The finer things at Domino's come in black and gold boxes, like their handmade pan pizza with melty cheese from edge to crispy edge. You know what else is fine? You can grab one with 2 toppings for $8.99 when you mix and match at
Domino's.
Knock, knock, Capital One Bank guy. I just moved into the neighborhood. Can I borrow some Wi-Fi?
That's what the Capital One Cafe is here for. Open 7 days a week at most locations.
Oh, can I use your ATM?
Anything for a neighbor. What's in your wallet?
Spencer, this could be Alex Ovechkin's final game at Capital One Arena. What's the vibe been like the last 24 hours in the room and on the bench?
I think it's been pretty focused on the game itself. Obviously, some things surrounding the game and pre-game and some of the things that have gone on at the TV timeouts and that. You take a second to soak it all in, but we've been trying to stay as focused as we possibly can on a must-win game.
What went into starting Logan Thompson on back-to-back games, and how have you thought he's played so far?
Well, part of the reason was Chucky's day-to-day and not available, so calling up Clay from Hershey and with where we're at, and it's just a situation where we needed Logan to go, and he was green light. Let's get at it.
Thank you, Spencer.
Thank you.
Well, wasn't exactly a heavy work.
No, I was going to say that, yeah.
He's already faced 2 more shots today than he did all yesterday.
But I had to remind you guys that the goalies are the toughest guys anyway.
That's right.
Right, Shane?
We all know that, coming from you.
Good answer.
But that said, yeah, Thompson's been terrific. Both goaltenders have been really good.
And the season's on the line. You want to be in the net. I mean, it's big to be in the net.
There's a chance for Hayes. There's another stop for Thompson. Doesn't know where the rebound went. Going to be safely away from the goal crease. Koivunen lays it out for St. Ivany. Walks to the middle. St. Ivany a little shuffle there. Tried to turn the corner on Duhaime. Duhaime stayed with him. Helmet came off, and Koivunen had to go to the bench for a change, and he is promptly replaced. This is dumped in by Sortin. The Capitals have not held a playoff spot since January 14th, so wouldn't it be something if they're the ones who sneak in third in the Metro? Brandon Duhaime has called them the Cockroach Caps. They just won't die. But a regulation loss today would officially do it. Regulation win today, turn into scoreboard watchers. Open for the Flyers, the Blue Jackets, and the Islanders. Make sure they don't claim that last spot. Ovechkin hands it off for Rivalry with 8.5 to go here in the period.
I've been impressed with this Caps team the last 3 years, even when they made the playoffs with maybe some poor numbers 3 years ago.
Well, Villiers ripped on goal, no problem for Stuart Skinner.
but they got in. They muster up some gumption. They've got some spirit. There's a good coaching staff, a fun coaching staff.
Well, and I like some of the youth they've got coming up. We talked about Ovechkin. He's led this team, does once again, but you think of the Ryan Leonards and Justin sort of, and Ilya Protas, even his brother Alexei, how young they are. Cole Hudson on the blue line, so a lot of youthful injection into this team that are going to be very important players for this team going forward.
One of the reasons why they made the moves they did, and one guy who we probably should mention on a day like today is John Carlson not being here for the Capitals.
That's for sure.
John Carlson to Anaheim, Nick down to Vegas. Deadline moves made by Chris Patrick for these Capitals with an eye towards the future. That one fired past the net. Chatrooms taken away by McGrory. Started up by Confident to the net. Oh, kicked out. Thompson got a skate on it. There was a lot of contact. Not sure it would have stood had it gone in, but he's not taking any chances. Tom Wilson came over to confront McGrory.
All right, Chychrun, his own defenseman, makes contact with him, and we were just talking about the toughness of the goalies. Takes a hit there, but he's all right. As Kopanen trying to find McGrory driving the net, and Thompson still makes the save with the right pad.
He sure did.
With Chychrun coming in. Watch him kick the right pad.
Concentration was good there, Shane, because his left pad was going in the net. His right pad had to stay above the red line, above the goal line, and he did so. Shane, I don't think there was much either one of the players to do. I don't think McGrory could do anything about it. He's trying to, in tight quarters, trying to get that puck past the goaltender. Chychrun's just trying to defend as much as possible. It wasn't a violent push or anything like that. That's one of those good no calls right there.
McGrory did spend some time jawing with Wilson in the Capitals bench yesterday in Pittsburgh. So I don't think it started with Wilson, but I think it ended with Wilson. Usually does. As Rickard Rakell out of play one away from a vacant net. Skinner put it on his stick, but they can't get it out. And it's Van Riemsdyk. Or Leonard snapped one off the body and wide. Chychrun settles it down. To the goal line, McMichael to the net, backhanded by Dubois, off a body, Skinner in the split, he's able to keep it out, they score! Van Riemsdyk wouldn't give up, Skinner couldn't get it covered, and the Capitals have broken through.
Just kept poking away at it. Penguins coaches are looking at their monitors right now. Whistle had not gone, and he just stayed with us. This just looks like a flat-out good goal right there. Referee says yes, puck crossed the goal line. Backhand pass by Dubois. It's loose. There's the backhand poke, the forehand poke, and this one right here gets the puck passed without shoving the entire right pad of the goaltender into the net. It's just good stick-to-itiveness right there.
Yeah, I think this is a good goal. I know they're still looking at it on the Penguins bench to see if there was more contact on the pad, and that's what pushed the puck across. But I think he makes contact with the puck. It was still a loose play. They allowed it to play out. And a good job by Van Riemsdyk to stick with it.
I think Chris Rooney, the veteran referee, is going to just check to make sure that that puck, crossed the goal line. But he was there. They pointed to the goal line. And I don't think, from my perspective anyway, there's any doubt whatsoever that this counts as a goal.
Yeah, there's a Penguin player that gets a stick on it right here, but I think it's already across the line. Yeah,
right there.
Well, what a time for just the third goal of the season for Trevor Van Riemsdyk. Playing in his 750th NHL game. He has the goal that has the Capitals ahead. In a game they need to win.
What a career he's forged out. He just keeps plodding along, doing his thing.
Riemsdyk in his 12th NHL season, his 6th year in Washington. Stolen away. Ilya Protas had some patience, but couldn't get it through. St. Ivany laid out. Skinner went down. Chinikov with the spin move and a wild backhand that goes wide. Poked back into the Pittsburgh zone and taken by Ilya Solovyov. Favor claim Originally from Calgary to Colorado and traded here to Pittsburgh, so 3 different teams for Slovia on this. Getting a chance to play with some regulars resting an eye towards the playoffs that start this weekend. Play on, nothing to see here as Cole Hudson gets himself back up on his feet and to the bench.
It's him and Gerard. I think it could have been interference on both players. I think Hudson reached out first and then Gerard took him down.
Yeah, that's why I like no call on either side. Two little defensemen going at it.
Speedy.
Letang tipped down by McGroarty and a save made by the goaltender Logan Thompson. Hits have been handed out to Dubois and McMichael with that net mouth scramble that resulted in the Van Riemsdyk goal. Gerard snapped it. It was blocked by Strome right out of the air. This pass for Gerard. Risker, that's blocked by Ovechkin. Ovechkin thinking about trying to spring Strome, and he just wouldn't settle for him. Under 6 minutes now to play here in the second. Anthony Beauvillier. Played around the boards. OB chance here with Ovechkin on the ice, but it's the Penguins and Hayes with the puck. Worked over for Brazone. This one is redirected up into the crowd, and we get a stoppage in play. But the Capitals have gotten that all-important first goal. Again, Trevor Van Riemsdyk, his third from Dubois and McMichael, crossed the goal line by an inch. That's all it takes. 1-0 Washington here late in the second.
Today, we accomplished nothing. I mean it, not a thing. And it was kinda everything.
This spring, stay 3 nights and get a $50 Best Western gift card.
You know, I've always found it strange. People really want to save money, but are so willing to toss their hard-earned coin into a 3-foot pool of disappointment.
I want to be rich.
You don't need to throw your money away. All you need is your phone.
Oh.
No. Go to Geico, get a quote, and you could save $900 with your phone.
Look at that, it's ringing.
What? What are you doing, mate?
I'm going in.
It feels good to save some coin. It feels good to Geico.
What's up at DQ? Your choice of 2 sauced and tossed chicken strip baskets. It's a full-on flavor adventure with honey barbecue or creamy parm garlic. Hurry in for the sauced and tossed options from DQ. DQ, happy tastes good.
Did you know that with Walmart Express Delivery, prescriptions come in as fast as an hour? Blake knew. Looks urgent.
Stinging nettles.
Sometimes nature heals, but not all the times.
Wow.
The Walmart you thought you knew is now new.
Well, later today, the Bruins taking on the Blue Jackets at 6 p.m. on the NHL Network. Caps might be watching that one. Tomorrow, Kings head to Seattle, take on the Kraken 9:30 on ESPN. Tuesday, the Capitals face the Blue Jackets 7 on ESPN. Finally, Stars and Sabres Wednesday here on TNT and HBO Max as we have hit the final week of the regular season. All this gearing up towards the playoffs next weekend.
There's still things to be determined.
3 spots still open. 2 in the West, 1 in the East.
Yeah. Still things to be determined over at Augusta National, too.
I noticed you got the green tie on today, Panger.
I got my Masters green tie. I had to show some respect to the greatest golf tournament.
Well, there is the Western Conference playoff picture. LA right now sitting in the last wild card spot. There's Darren Pang. Panger, we want to acknowledge and say thank you for joining us here today. We know you're working against your will.
I'm not saying there's a few monitors on down here or not.
Keep updating us during commercial breaks, so I assume you know what's going on.
I do know that I can't believe the change at the leaderboard. I'll just say that.
Here's the shot by Malkin. Rebound pushed away from the net. And Dubois forced it along. Chychrun got up on that play in a hurry, but had no company. Taken back by Erik Karlsson. Coming up on 5 minutes to go here in the second period. Shots are even at 18, but it's the Washington Capitals up by 1.
Look at this neutral zone position here of Washington. See if Pittsburgh can dissect that.
Settle for a dump in from 7. Chychrun got it. And a little room there for Leonard, but he was confronted. Turned the puck over. Card Raquel in front. Save by Thompson. Novak had the look. Thompson's had all the answers this afternoon.
Well, what an incredible pass by Raquel.
Here's Novak again. He's all alone, and he left the puck behind.
He went to play it back. It rolled over his stick.
The crowd here, dressed all in red, appreciates that, gets some chuckles from it, and a penalty here against Rivalry and the Capitals. Got his stick under the skates of Chinikov, tried to let it go, didn't matter, still a penalty.
Chinikov gives his stick right back to him there. Raquel on the backhand. What a pass that is. Right over to Novak and a great right pad save. And he's been the star of this game. It's the goaltender Logan Thompson without a doubt.
Well, and here's Novak coming down after that. Just losing. See that puck roll back over his stick before he can get a shot. And obviously frustrated as he heads back to the Penguins bench. But that said, Pittsburgh will get a power play and an opportunity here. And they have to try and solve that man, Logan Thompson.
Big huddle going on there with Crosby leading the charge. Carlson on his left point. Rust will go to the front of the net.
Second power play of the game for Pittsburgh. Both have been on Rivalry penalties. First the high stick, now and it like that face-off to try it again.
Fell to that bumper. They win the face-off. Look for Malkin to kind of slide over to his right maybe and get a one-timer here from Carlson.
It's going the other way on a clear for the Capitals. Capitals penalty kill that is not ranked well overall this season, but it's been one of the best in the league since January 1st. A rough start. Almost 84% since the calendar flipped in January. This is handled by Carlson. Turned over at the line. Cleared out on zone. It's picked up by Erik Karlsson.
Pretty well-oiled machine, though, in the entry to the zone by the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Malkin carries it, leaves it for Rust. Go back and forth with Carlson. Rust down low. Raquel put it behind Rust. Carlson able to get there in time. A backhand spit pass to Crosby. Now it's Carlson again. Wilson is still there in the neighborhood. That pass just held in on a one-handed play by Carlson. Rust, Carlson, working far side to Sturdang. He's got it on the backhand. Now curls back. Plays for Carlson. Carlson drags, rolls off his stick. He'll chase after it. Backhand pass for McGroarty. McGroarty knocked to his knees. That one went off Tom Wilson. Wilson met by Competent. And then fired across, deflected by the high stick of Protas, but came for Carlson. Carlson lost it, but took a high stick as Tom Wilson was trying to leave the zone. And we get a break and a power play coming here for the Pittsburgh Penguins as they check for damage on Erik Karlsson. Stick of Wilson clipped him on the way back. Power play for Pittsburgh when we come back.
So, Jessica, is there anyone you like?
Like anyone here?
Oh
my gosh. Let's do Home Court Explorer. Yes, it helps you shop, quote, and buy the right coverage for you, even if it's not with us.
What do you think of this option?
You look so good together.
Don't hate me. I just told him that you're interested.
You did not.
Yes, I did. oh, I know. Let's prank call each other.
That's not how that works, Jamie.
In sync. Backstreet Boys. Voice of men.
Where it catches Wilson.
Maybe closer to that ankle as well.
He'll try and walk this one off. Say one thing, you don't want to take the skate off, you're going to try and come back. Use it as like a cast. Once it comes off, you're not getting it back on.
89-mile-an-hour slap shot right off what looked like the ankle bone for Tom Wilson, who took a second, was able to skate off under his own power, and then limped his way down towards the cap dressing room. 41 seconds to go on the power play. Many think that if this is the end for Alexander Ovechkin, when October rolls around, it'll be Tom Wilson with the C on his jersey here in Washington. Malkin will leave it. Carter Kell has been so good lately for Pittsburgh. Plays it for Rust. Kell, Malkin, nifty little handle there between his skis. Now Crosby. Carlson shrinking the zone. He'll roll it back towards the blue line. Crosby on the backhand, below the goal line. Team being forced, read by Alexei Protas and cleared down the ice by Van Riemsdyk.
Everything was on the outside there for Pittsburgh. Good job by the Washington Capitals. Fans applauding too. Bring some energy in this building here this afternoon.
They have killed it off. Coming up on 2 minutes to go in the period. Not a single shot on goal during that power play. Oh! Juggled by Thompson. He dropped it in the crease and then he alertly covers it up before any damage can be done. And a little apologetic wave to his teammates.
Going high over the net right there on this little play right here.
How great they are. Completely different at everything they do. You know, Crosby.
Very, very close. Who was that coming in there for Pittsburgh?
Novak.
Was that Novak? Yeah.
Novak.
Oh, he had it with plenty of time.
This guy's scared. The way he got it, kind of gloved that, almost like he could have flipped it right back. You could
play for the Pittsburgh Penguins. I did misidentify.
He made sure he took away that stick of Novak.
See, Panger, when you had to reach up to catch a puck like that, it could still go in the net. with Thompson, it was going to go over the net.
That was the 6 hole against me. Over my head and under the crossbar and in the net.
What a jump to make sense.
Although if it was in my glove, it was going to stay in my glove.
Well, there was a good opportunity for Liljegren, who waltzed in after a broken play, set him down the wing. Skinner squeezes that one.
Well, that's Liljegren with a real good little move. As Leonard brings it in between the legs. We've talked about Logan Thompson a lot, but Stuart Skinner at the other end has been just as good here tonight.
Yeah, I go back to that wraparound attempt on Skinner. It was Ryan Leonard had that wide open net to the blocker side, but that right pad got out there in great athletic fashion, fellas. Without pulling a groin or a hamstring.
That's key.
Always.
Minute 48 left here in the period. Ovechkin off the draw, and it's swallowed up by Skinner.
Good face-off win, step right in there. He hasn't had a whole lot of looks here so far in this game.
Third shot on goal for Ovechkin.
Strome with a good face-off one. I mean, he just fired that one back right there. Now that is a vintage classic release right there. Maybe he's trying to go 5-hole there, Shane?
I don't know. You'd have to ask him. He knows how. He usually just goes to the back of the net. But yeah, that is something you've seen so many times. A set play off the draw when he's on that side. Just fire right away.
Here's Alexander Ovechkin from the wing. Trying to go to the backhand. Knocked aside. Beauvillier up with it. Anthony Beauvillier. Down for Ovechkin. This building would explode. Turned over. Chance for Koivunen to catch up to it along the end board. Cole Hudson gave it away. Brazeau to Hayes. Chopped over top of the net. Coming up on a minute to go in the period. This one bumped to the front. It got through. Thompson had to stick the skate out. Hayes with a bank chance. Hit the outside of the net. Coming around the wall. That shot blocked by Beauvillier by Brazeau. And it's Hudson the other way. Cole Hudson tried to dangle his way past Solovyov. Alexei Protas. McMichael. Now for Chychrun. On the exchange for Alexei Protas. Trying to go across towards Ilya. Stop the side, 2-on-1. Now it's just Crosby. Winds and shoots. Saved by Thompson. Brazeau went to the bench instead of joining Crosby on the rush. All Crosby could do was fire one and try and beat Thompson himself.
I think there was a 2-on-1 developing there with Crosby, and somebody changed.
This one is flipped up towards the boards. Tom Wilson is back on the bench for the Washington Capitals. Just to show his face before the end of the period as we get an offside call with 2.5 seconds remaining.
Well, mentioned Crosby with a chance. Developing play. There's Brazeau. This is a 2-on-1, and he's like, no, I'll go for the change. And then Crosby lets it go. Thompson way out to cut the angle, will make the save.
And that happened after young defenseman Cole Hudson. He had a chance to get off the ice. He long shift. He was hemmed in his own zone. They were running around a little bit, chasing pucks. and they got into the offensive zone, Shane, and he stayed on maybe a little long, and then next thing you know, he's facing an odd man break the other way.
Learning curve.
2 periods complete here in D.C. with the Caps holding the 1-0 lead. Coming up, it's the Discover Intermission Report with Liam McHugh, Ensign Carter, Paul Bissonnette, and Henrik Lundqvist. Trevor Van Riemsdyk, the only goal through 2.
The Stanley Cup Playoffs Bracket Challenge presented by Expedia is back.
Come on, boys.
Face off against family and friends.
The 2 biggest names in all of hockey. Sidney Crosby.
Alexander Ovechkin.
This is one of those matchups the screenwriters dream up.
Ovechkin and Crosby.
Everybody talking Ovechkin, Crosby.
The best player in the world, Alex versus Sid.
And they've got a serious hate-on for each other.
That's what I expect from him. He's a good player, but I don't know if he's talked too much. He likes to run around these days.
Ovechkin, major lip service.
I don't like him personally, but that's him. They just kept one-upping each other.
Welcome to the Crosby Show.
Alexander Ovechkin.
Most talented and most recognized players in the game today.
NHL Clash of Titans.
Always Alex versus Sidney type of thing.
Always myself against him type of thing, and it's always built up when we play against each other.
Sign up today at NHL.com/bracket.
It's time for a new kind of value menu. Now this is more like it. Just $4.99 each when you choose 2 or more of faves like these. Whoa, is that sopressata? Creamy tomato? Are those Fuji apples on a value menu? And it comes with a free side? Yep. Panera's new mix and match menu is a deal that's actually a meal.
To get any job done right, you want tools you're proud of. Tools good enough for the pros, but designed to be easier to use for everyone. You want Husqvarna. Smart, reliable, tough. Bring your H game.
Bring on the spring at the Honda Spring Event. Drive with the confidence that comes with Honda Sensing, whether it's across the country or just around the corner. Honda's family of hybrids and EVs are ready for wherever spring takes you. All from the 2025 Kelley Blue Book Best Value brand. Right now, you can get a $289 per month lease on a 2026 CR-V 2-wheel drive sport hybrid.
Get the latest Galaxy for $0 at Verizon. And use Circle to search with Google to swipe a whole new look.
So hot.
Yeah?
We a bit chilly.
Now at Verizon, get the new Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra for $0. No trade-in needed.
Forgot about the shoes. Yo, not those two.
On this ship, you represent His Royal Majesty and shall dress accordingly.
Sorry, is there any leeway on the uniform? It's so itchy. It's a wool. I mean, what genius thought of wool at sea and these shoes? We were thinking flippy floppies, perhaps. It just lets the toes breathe. I mean, it's just an idea. Think about it.
No!
Right. Flip-flops cool?
Very cool. Right this way. Norwegian Cruise Line. It's different out here.
We're going to do 10,000 ounces this year.
Gold prices are $1,000 more an ounce this year.
That's not bad.
Holy smokes. Hang on! Send it. I have gotten over the contract, but I'm not signing this, so we don't need this anymore.
Gold Rush. New. Fridays at 8 on Discovery.
Las Vegas, where the house always wins. But which house? This season, we're going all in on Sin City on Rock the Block. For the first time, our 4 high-rolling designers will renovate 4 identical houses. Paired up with 4 power players. And the stakes couldn't be higher. Time to place your bets.
Season premiere, Rock the Block. Tomorrow night at 8 on HGTV.
It's a Discover Intermission report. The Capitals doing whatever they can to stay in the playoff hunt. Desperation on full display. Trevor Van Riemsdyk pushing, hacking, getting it to go. 1-0 Washington at that point. Logan Thompson battling for saves. The reflexes. And, of course, Tom Wilson laying it all on the line. Oh, slap shot, blocking it with his ankle. He hobbled off the ice. Caps lead the Pens. It's 1-0 back here in the studio. What could that possibly feel like?
Not good.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that right now. We'll do a demo post-game with you.
Oh,
the real pucks up for once.
Just smash my ankle.
Just tee a few up. I have a bit of a muffin, but Ace can shoot the puck.
Sounds great. Yeah. Really looking forward to it.
Stay tuned for post-game, guys. Don't worry about the Masters going on. We're going to have a lot more entertaining stuff.
This will be much better than that. Yeah, I look forward to it. Logan Thompson, best player on the ice right now?
I think so, yeah. His game, he's been extremely consistent over the last 4 years, in my opinion. And a lot of it starts with his structure in his game. You don't see him reaching. He's very compact when he goes side to side. A lot of these east to west plays, he comes across with such a good speed and keeps everything tight and together. So it's extremely hard to beat him on the east to west plays. He's definitely one of the reasons why they're even in this race. Charlie Lindgren, so-and-so year, but to me, Thompson has really been elevating his game, especially down the stretch here for the Washington
It's pretty basic they're in this race considering that Alexander Ovechkin is 40 years old and he leads this team in goals, which you sort of expect, but leads them in scoring, in points. So we don't know his future. This could be the last Ovechkin-Crosby game. It could be the last Ovechkin home game. He'll make his decision over the summer. We're going to look at the Discover highlights. Where does the offense come from going forward if he's not back?
Yeah, I'm taking a look at Jacob Chychrun in the back end. They just traded John Carlson, a guy that was a staple in that back end for years winning a Stanley Cup for the Washington Capitals. But for a guy like Jacob Chychrun, and Biz, you know him, fitness isn't an issue. The guy's a horse back there, making that great recovery, getting back to the defensive zone. Amazing active stick. They're knocking down plays in the neutral zone, taking his guys back full 200 feet, right back to the blue paint. Both guys even crashed into the goaltender, Thompson. Thankfully, Thompson's okay, but I think it's the confidence that he has in his skating ability, applying pressure there to Evgeny Malkin, leads to the turnover in the offensive zone. Washington Capitals Biz go to work, and leads to the only goal of his hockey game. Yeah, for me, it comes down to a great breakdown, too. We just talked about Thompson. Now we're talking about Chychrun. Two guys acquired via trade for the Washington Capitals. I think it goes back to management and the organizations for both these squads. And we're going to shift the topic over to Sam Girard. He was acquired a few days before the deadline, but right now you're looking at a Pittsburgh team with, I think it's 11 guys are having career years. They picked up, Mantha, Brazeau, the list goes on and on. Girard, who's having an impact. And you're going to watch a few from Sam Girard in particular here. And I just love the addition because obviously you have Carlson, who's completely rejuvenated his career over the last few years after maybe having a little bit of a setback. But now all of a sudden you have this kind of this second wave of offense from the back end where Letang isn't putting up the numbers he once did. But with these two pairings and how mobile they are, they got these three guys that are rolling up top constantly. It creates fits defensively to try to defend this. There you go. Look at Letang popping out. Then you have Chinikov who ends up shooting that there where it's constant movement. And as far as Sam Girard's concerned, he's a water bug out there. He can juke you left, juke you right. He'll have you missing in no time. And I just thought having the kind of that 1-2 punch as far as pairings that could provide offense from the back end, a great puck-moving guy, and a guy you can kind of intertwine all over in the offensive zone is a key to this Pittsburgh team. So once again, a tip of the cap to both organizations, but specifically Dubas and what he's been able to do. And on top of that, with Crosby and the pressure to try to get back into playoffs as his career is winding down, the bold move of going out and getting a rookie coach and acquire Mike Stothers as an assistant and bringing in Rich Kloon and Bonino as well. From top to bottom, I think you should be top 3 finalists for GM of the year.
Are you stealing Edzo's tip of the hockey helmet, or is that what?
No, I was not.
You tipped the cap, but it felt like you were going.
Let's do Edzo tip of the hockey helmet. Right. Yeah, sorry, Edzo. I would never try to steal something.
I was just wondering. I thought maybe this was. No. By the way, that shift, that Chychrun that you were talking, 356.
Oxygen tank.
That's got to be fun. Yeah. That's another.
Machine. He's a machine. And Hank, how nice as a goaltender to have a guy that could rush the puck. It feels like he's almost like McDonough. You know, before Mac went full defensive mode, he was a player that could get up and down the ice in front of you when you play for the New York Rangers.
Yeah, and as a goalie, you just love guys that are so reliable. It's one thing to have guys that push it offensively, but as a goalie, you love having players in front of you where you know what to expect. In terms, and it's breaking down plays or being physical, but also positioning. Positioning is a big thing if I'm the goalie, to have my deep or defenseman in front of me to always be on the right side so I can see the shot, but also for them to box players out. You see certain players are extremely good at that.
Going back to your points, I mean, trade Tristan Jarry, you get Stu Skinner, and then you essentially get Sam Girard because of that, because Brett Kulak was part of that deal, and you flipped him.
Just, some unreal work. I'm a Dubas defender now. I would have been a Dubas doubter before the season, but a Dubas defender.
And a big Edzo fan.
To all the Doobies out there, I so...
That's a hat trick. That's when one player makes 3 goals in a single game.
Good to know.
That's Wayne Gretzky. Oh.
Who's Wayne Gretzky?
Well, he was accepted into the Hall of Fame.
Oh, that's nice. But with Discover, I get accepted basically anywhere, not just one place. Oh, don't worry. No. I got it, Dwayne Jetski.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places nationwide.
ACE's Yard RX program prescribes the best lawn care, specific to your yard's needs, delivered every season. Because when you want greener grass, less weeds, and fewer bugs, you can get a personalized prescription delivered free from the helpful folks at ACE. Subscribe now and save 20% on everything you need all year. Plus, right now, get a $25 bonus reward by spending $150 or more on qualifying Scott's products.
ACE is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Malcolm has been intentionally hiding himself from this family for years.
Because I realized the less contact I have with my family, the less I act like a sociopath.
Is this back up? Is this showing off? This family's non-stop antisocial behavior is toxic to me.
You have to make peace with your family.
It's not just mom and dad. It's so much worse with my brothers.
What is wrong with you?
You'll never know. The court sealed that report.
You think you're something special? There is nothing special about you.
The next time I see you will be in Hogwarts.
Are you really Harry Potter?
It's time to make like a banana and split into 6 teams. That's right, Banana Ball is bigger, more teams, more games, and more excitement on True TV.
Beautiful Banana Ball.
Banana Ball, presented by Tropical Smoothie Cafe.
One nation under a roof.
Japan and raised half of the United States.
One nation, we're on the move. Nothing can stop us now.
The Stanley Cup Playoffs Bracket Challenge presented by Expedia is back.
Come on, boys.
And now it's time to take your shot. Face off against family and friends. And see if you can predict this year's playoffs. Can you pick the perfect bracket and claim the ultimate prize? A trip to a 2026-27 NHL event and an Adventure Chrono NHL Limited Edition watch by Norcane. Sign up today at nhl.com/bracket.
You're watching the Discover Intermission Report. Discover, the official card of the NHL.
Not sure if we're near the end of the road for Alexander Ovechkin, but on November 5th, he scored his 900th career goal. We had a chance to chat with him about some of his favorite guys to score goals against.
Yeah, probably against you, man. Against Rangers all the time, you know. No, but I'll be honest with you, every goal is so hard to score in this league, and I couldn't pick one.
Oh, Hank, you were his favorite. His favorite goalie to score against.
Yeah,
That's nice.
Nurse again.
Yeah.
I finally started sleeping well 5 years out of retirement and threw up those highlights.
It's not like Biz scored against you. It's Ovechkin. I mean, he's got the most goals ever.
No.
Can we run that on loop in post game?
No, we cannot.
Just run that? Yeah.
We cannot.
No?
We could do Bush's goal, though. We could run that one. We've run that a few times.
What do you got, Hank?
I just feel emptiness right now. Watching someone score, it's just a bad feeling. All the goalies out there, they know what I'm talking about.
Cheer up, buddy.
I'll try to forget.
Nothing tops a good deal. Except the cashier who calls me hun. Love you, Deb.
Kohl's epic deals are hard to top. Save big on tees, sandals, bedding, and more at Kohl's and Kohls.com.
Who's ready for a deal? Now you can order a footlong in the Subway app and get another for free. That's right, Subway Sub Club members. Free! Get your favorite sub plus one. Subway, eat fresh, feel good.
You gotta love hockey fans. Some bloke tips in a lucky third goal and the crowd is ready to toss their favourite hats onto the ice, never to be seen again. All these fine fans must have switched to Geico and saved $900. Well, I suppose that warrants tossing away some valuable hats. Oh, well, I mean, this is vintage. Giddy up! Watch my tail, will ya? Ooh, what a fitting little cap.
It feels good to score some savings. It feels good to Geico.
There are no guarantees in sports. But one thing's for sure, when you can breathe better, game days are better. Dupixent continuously works to help prevent asthma attacks. It's an add-on treatment for specific types of moderate to severe asthma that's not for sudden breathing problems. Some adults felt their asthma symptoms improve in as little as 3 days. Severe allergic reactions, including skin reactions, can occur. Get help right away for face, mouth, tongue, or throat swelling, wheezing, or trouble breathing. Tell your doctor right away of signs of inflamed blood vessels like rash, chest pain, worsening shortness of breath, brown or dark-colored urine, tingling or numbness in limbs. Tell your doctor of new or worsening skin symptoms, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop other treatments without talking to your doctor. Ask your asthma specialist about Dupixent.
Whatever the moment, make it a cocktail. On the Rocks, bartender-created cocktails.
Every breath you take.
We capture the drama.
Every move you make.
We highlight the heroics. We amplify the emotions.
Every game you play.
Millions of eyes watching along. We deliver the moments. TNT Sports. It's time to make like a banana and split into 6 teams. That's right, Banana Ball is bigger. More teams, more games, and more excitement on True TV.
That is beautiful Banana Ball.
This baseball game has taken the country by storm.
Over 65,000 fans on hand.
A summer of America's pastime with a twist.
Showtime.
We guarantee you've never seen anything like this. Banana Ball, presented by Tropical Smoothie Cafe. The National Hockey League reserves all rights to this broadcast, and any rebroadcast, recording, retransmission, or other use of this broadcast without the express written consent of the National Hockey League is prohibited.
Well, you are looking at our BR fan favorites and the Bleacher Report BR Open Ice to see more. Shirts are one size fits all here in Washington. It's been a great day. A lot of creativity for the signs and the fans here. Witnessing Alexander Ovechkin's potentially last game, and those are his sons, Ilya and Sergei, here to take in the action. Ovechkin with 1 period to go, potentially here in front of the fans in Washington, D.C.
Well, when you think about it, Panger, just what these fans have been able to witness over the last 21 years. This is special, and good to see Tom Wilson to block that Erik Karlsson shot, but back on the bench for the Capitals.
You know, I had a talk with TJ Oshie before the game, who's doing this game.
Doesn't get any better than this. Alex Ovechkin versus Sidney Crosby.
Both know the hockey world is watching.
Everybody talking Ovechkin, Crosby, Ovechkin, Crosby.
Sidney likes the left. You cannot stop him.
Ovechkin with a rocket. He scores!
The Grade A strikes again.
21 seasons now of a point per game.
Greatest goal scorer in history. Ovechkin and Crosby, two of the all-time greats.
Doesn't get
made him special. He said, well,
skates
he
out of
made
the
me a
loose
lot of
puck.
money, I'll tell you that.
Driving the middle of Snow. Eichel across the line. Eichel shoots.
He took in and quote unquote
Vegas headed to the playoffs.
Good towards the net and it's gloved down.
in overtime. You wait for the best chance before you pick your spot. Taves misses the net, and it rings all the way around. Vegas gets a 2-on-1. Eichel has Stone opening up for the one-timer. He elects to shoot. Eichel gets his 26th goal of the season. Vegas clinches their spot in the Stanley Cup playoffs. What a game by the VGK. Still undefeated.
Good for Trevor Van Riemsdyk on the board, also leading all players with 5 shots after 40 minutes of play.
Career high is 7, by the way, in case you're wondering.
I was wondering.
Yeah, it's a season high.
I have it.
For Trevor Van Riemsdyk.
Stanley Cup champ, twice over.
Riemsdyk won it in Chicago in 2015. That was the first one. St. Ivany brings it around. It's cleared out by Alexei Protas. Tom Wilson went after. Turned around by Novak. Wrapped up by Novak. This one scored straight. Cole Hudson hands off Alexei Protas. Has Wilson to his right. Alexei Protas right up the gut. Rolled off his stick. Wilson after it with Solovyov. And it's Raquel up there with Wilson. William Protas will back off. This one rolling towards the net. Skinner sweeps it away. Puck still there as Alexei Protas had lost his stick. He thinks that's still got hands and just shoves Rickard Raquel down to the ice. Now he's got his stick back. They try to open up Chychrun. Chychrun left it for Stroll. Too many bodies there. Big collision. And it's Malkin the other way with it. Malkin steps right through Tom Wilson. Sets up on the half wall. Down low and Koivunen had it kicked away. He tried to transition to the other side. Chychrun. Beauvillier breaking, tries to lob it out there for him. Turned around by Wotherspoon. Beauvillier after it. Taken up by Liljegren. Liljegren slipping through the poke check. Got involved from Skinner. On Justin Sorted. Liljegren brings it. Beauvillier waiting for it. Around the net again, and it's Wotherspoon. Knocked off the puck. And then turned over. Here's Beauvillier and poke check. Little stick check there from Hayes as he got to the slot, and this one will bounce down the ice.
Yeah, good stick there by Brazeau to get in the way. Sort of trying to play that to the right point. The Lundgren, but did not get there. Ovechkin deep in the offensive zone, waiting. Milling about smartly, I would say, as he normally does. But puck never got to him.
Leonard with speed. He'll hit the brakes. Tried to play at the blue line. It was intercepted by Competent. Competent on for McGroarty. It's stickled in the glass by Faravari. Puck still up behind the net for Soderblom. It's backhanded out by Roy. While it is unlikely this is game 81, the path is still there for the Washington Capitals. 3 points back of the Flyers. 1 point back of Columbus. For Metro 3 as that one pinballed away from the net of Thompson. Glass goes wide on the glove side as well. Caps don't need to worry about Columbus because they play them on Tuesday. They can take care of business themselves a couple of days from now. Soderblom thrown to the net and scooped up off the ice before Russ could get a stick on that.
The Stanley Cup Playoffs Bracket Challenge presented by Expedia is back.
Come on, boys.
Face off against family and friends. You could claim the ultimate prize. Sign up today at nhl.com/bracket.
All eyes have been on Alexander Ovechkin. Everybody wondering when and what the decision will be, but this could be his final period here in D.C. Again, the season finale. Regular season season finale, I should say, on Tuesday in Columbus.
He's got one good slapper.
I was going to say, doesn't
the
take
bag
much.
Right here for this one.
He doesn't need a lot of opportunities. He needs the right one.
Yep. Sidney Crosby was asked about his shot and shooting all the time. He said, if I could shoot like him, I'd probably shoot all the time too. And Sidney Crosby, obviously the fans don't like that icing call, but just saying it's been an honor. And it sure has. A competitive honor.
Right, both of them, right? For what they've been able to accomplish. We talked about it a lot tonight. Just so unique, them being in the same division, the competition.
Play power play.
Why not?
Be the first ever DH in hockey. I got my hand up. I don't know how many people at home.
I just want to know if you could have announced your retirement, would you have done that? You collect all the cards. I mean, it's just.
I was just thinking about that. What kind of gifts would they give?
They would have got me 2 new knees on the way out because that's how I ended it.
Crosby's pass. That shot was blocked. Snapped the stick of Gina. Over for Duhaime and spoiled by Wotherspoon.
Maybe one pass too many. Had a chance to shoot that. He was right between the rings and the slot.
It's Rust over the line with Crosby. Chinikov fires. Calmly blocked away by Thompson. Sent to the back in Wotherspoon. Twisted behind. Crosby in front. Leaned on. Doesn't shoot. Backhanded across the slot. Cut off by Chychrun. Right ahead for Ilya Protas. Floated in the direction of Anthony Beauvillier. Beauvillier takes a punishing hit from Wotherspoon. Beauvillier still battling. Malkin came in and took the puck.
Unsung hero for the Pittsburgh Penguins. I think that Wotherspoon deserves maybe that award. Boy, he's been good for them back there.
More than 20 minutes per game, when top pair minutes for Parker Wotherspoon. He's 28 years old. Really didn't get a chance to play at the NHL level for the last couple of seasons.
That's right, Subway Sub Club members. Free! Get your favorite sub +1. Subway, eat fresh, feel good.
Malcolm has been intentionally hiding himself from this family for years.
Because I realized the less contact I have with my family, the less I have like.
Almost 300 American Hockey League games. He played 55.
Antisocial behavior. He's toxic to me.
You have to make peace with your family.
It's not just mom and dad. It's so much worse with my brothers.
What is wrong with you?
You'll never know. The court sealed that report.
2 lemonades, please.
Here, on me.
Larry. I'd go with the active cash
This conversation going anywhere but there, and you mentioned they've done a great job here.
Tap, tap. Tippity tap, tap, tap.
Score it.
Cole Hudson got a stick on that. Really Koivunen.
Dough is made with oats.
Tell me that you love me, yeah.
Snachenko with them. Sorted. Just shoved off the puck by Letang.
Want to play it, and then he makes a beautiful backhand pass right up the guts.
Back and forth we go. It's Hayes. Hits the brakes. Takes a look. Sorted on him. Kevin Hayes. All the way across. Letang. Girard got a shot away, but it was blocked. Roy. Switched away. Stolen. Here's Soderblom. Holds onto it. Doubles back. Takes a look. Takes a shot off the outside of the post, and it projects up over the glass and out of play. Exactly 7 minutes off the clock here in the third period of what is the 100th all-time meeting between two of the game's all-time greats, Crosby and Ovechkin. 1-0 Caps. 13 minutes to go.
Nothing tops a good deal. Except the cashier who calls me hun. Love you, Deb.
Kohl's epic deals are hard to top. Save big on tees, sandals, bedding, and more at KohlsandKohls.com.
You okay, Natty?
I'm making good money, but not building any wealth.
You need to call a financial professional.
I will.
All right, meow. Focusing on work, not finances. The feeling is Mass Mutual.
I've been angry at my family for what they did.
When it comes to relationships,
You can clap.
I don't think any of us really know what the hell we're doing.
Just really sorry. I
put you through that?
I don't take bull crap. I might need some bail money. I feel like I'm ready to be a mother.
Can you turn your mic off?
Welcome to Plathville. All new, Tuesday at 10 on TLC.
Stay down, stay down. Go all the way to the left. That's what I was talking about. Break your arm for her, baby.
You ready? Let me get in.
Regular season is winding down, but still some games on the NHL calendar. Bruins and Blue Jackets coming up on the NHL Network. Tomorrow, Kings and Kraken, 9:30 on ESPN. Caps finish the season on Tuesday in Columbus at 7 on ESPN. And finally, Wednesday, we've got the Stars and Sabres at 7 on TNT and HBO Max.
Well, you know how Alex Ovechkin is well known for the curve of his stick, the shot that he has, but also for the laces that he uses. Well, he loves those wax yellow laces. Well, guess what the ice crew has done? In a nice gesture, yeah, they're all sporting them. None of them have the one-timers that he has, but they got the laces.
Also give a pair of those yellow laces to Ilya Malinin, Olympic figure skiing.
Yes. That's right. I love those. I actually did use them myself. They kept it tighter.
The yellow laces kept it tighter?
It does. Okay. Yeah, because it's wax. You just once it gets there, early morning it hurts the fingers though when you're young. But
you're saying, oh, we got the idea from you.
That's a negative, Batman. He just found out who I was. Introduce myself again.
Who's that guy keeps sitting next to him? Hanger, you've had him often as your rules analyst when we go to replay room, right?
You are exactly right. He's pretty darn good at it too. Doesn't say many words, but it's yes or no.
8 minutes gone here in the third. Still a Caps 1-0 lead in the game. The Caps have to have as Tom Wilson knocks it on goal, and Skinner.
He waits for as long as he can.
Yes, he did. Made it a little more interesting than it probably needed to be. Shane Ivany will send it across towards Novak. From deep in his own zone to alleviate the pressure. Lovion carries it, chips it down the wall. Ron Farabarin goes off by Liljegren. Held by Novak. Pull the ice. Left side. Here's Malkin down low off the backboards. Rickard Rakell was reaching for it.
Oh, good reach there by Protas. That looked like that was going to get beyond him, but his stick is 19 feet long and he snags it.
Alexei Protas, 6'6", 247 pounds. Ilya Protas is 6'6", 225. And the runt of the litter is Tom Wilson on that line at 6'4", 225.
Just a little wee fella.
The Penguins had their beefy line as well earlier this season when they had Brazeau and Mantha with Malkin and big customers here in this one. Beauvillier steals it away. Beauvillier has Ovechkin. Beauvillier dragging Ovechkin with a chop at it, but it went wide. Stuart Skinner still getting back to his feet as the Penguins are able to clear.
Tang did a good job as Ovechkin had a chance with the rebound.
This one is hoisted out to center. Ovechkin will change off. Cole Hudson separated Koivunen from the puck. He'll take it from there. Hudson needs a change, so he'll leave that one off as well.
Oh, good jam play by Beauvillier, though. Give him credit. I mean, you can put your shoulder down, go right to the goal line, go right to the post, and he did so. Good job by Skinner. He's a big boy himself. Be able to box him out, basically.
Get a whistle just shy of the halfway point of this third period.
Well, it all starts with the defensive zone, getting the puck out of the zone, and here's Beauvillier. He's looking for as long as he can, but he can't. There's no chance to get that to Ovechkin. Gerard's right beside him right there, so he decides to jam it to it himself. And look at the goaltender. Skinner goes into the net. You've got to be careful where the skates are. Right about there. Right in the midsection, right in the knees of the goaltender, Skinner.
Ovechkin unable to tap one home. could be his final home game as Thompson. Had a tough time with that one.
He had that assist earlier in the game, but it was offside.
Beautiful one-on goal for Justin Sordiff that was taken back at the end of the first period on an offside challenge. Halfway through the third period, Caps 1, Penguins nothing from DC.
Knock, knock, Capital One Bank guy. Can I borrow some Wi-Fi?
Sure, Chuck.
Oh, my wash machine's on the fritz also.
I got just the thing. Want to try the catchphrase?
There's no fees or minimums on Capital One checking accounts. What's in your wallet?
You're a natural.
Do kids want to grow tall to reach the pros or to reach a Reese's? Some might say that is an unfair advantage. But I say everything happens for a Reese's.
The top 16 teams in the NHL will compete for the oldest trophy in North American sports. The Stanley Cup playoffs begin April 19th on TNT, TBS, True TV, and HBO Max. Well, when you lead the Pittsburgh Penguins back into the playoffs in your first season as head coach, you're going off the wall. Anthony Beauvillier moves it along. Well, they're going right around the net towards Beauvillier. They'll keep it moving. And Riemsdyk all the way across. Wow, he lost control of the puck. In comes Beauvillier with a hit on St. Ivany.
Wish him well. Want to stay alive.
Yeah. Sure. By Chychrun, didn't give up on that play either. But he's been key for them on the other end of the ice as well.
Almost got caught there holding the play, made a good play on the wall, and then able to go back. A little diving stick play.
Handle Leonard! Couldn't get the wraparound by Skinner as he scrambled back into his net. Chychrun, a blast off the glass.
I can't believe Skinner was able to get back there, do the splits, and get that pad on it. Looked like a for sure wrap.
Big rebound! Got it! Skinner was leaning to his left. It came back to his right, and he was able to get a pad on it. That's offside at the Washington line.
The linesman Ovechkin made the call.
Let them know it was off.
Boy, Shane Protas' line's been good, haven't they?
Oh, they're so big and so dynamic in front of the net. Here's the rebound chance for Alexei Protas.
Skinner got his right skate on it. Oh, side of the net.
Side, just off the post. Tough to tell on that. You can tell. Here's a look at Ovi's response. Looking for a little bit more of a cushion here on the lead. Alexei Protas with a great chance there off that Chychrun shot and the rebound.
That took the Sounders 95.5 miles an hour.
Ovi's on the ice. The crowd appreciates it here with 8:46 on the clock in the third. Liljegren moves it for Strome. Ovechkin will get a touch on it. Couldn't get it cleared. Kept alive by St. Ivany as Ovechkin comes to bump him. Hayes wrapped up in the corner by Rivalry. Soderblom trying to kick this one along. Finally able to move the pile. Strome after it, met by St. Ivany, who released from the blue line. St. Ivany with the puck. Cuts it back, put it behind for Hayes. Brazeau parked just outside the crease as Hayes wanders around his pass St. Ivany. Cross, Solovyov pulled it wide. Ovechkin with a diving effort just to make sure it gets out.
Good play, good second effort there.
Both teams racing for changes. Chris Letang on the money. Sent around the wall by Chinikov. Battle for it, a game free, and it's McMichael. And Dubois up ice. McMichael trying to get around Girard. He's able to pick it back up. Michael serves it for Dubois. Dubois passing the skates of Chinikov. He takes it away. And it's Girard who will hit the red line and dump it in. Girard was driven into the boards center ice by Leonard.
Yeah, it was right in front of me. Boy, Girard had to do a good job of getting his face away from the boards. He was getting schmucked.
Icing here against the Washington Capitals. Well, let's take a look at our SAP Coaching Insights app and see what we can learn from it here this afternoon. Brooks Orpik played the most games with both Ovechkin and Crosby. Lars Eller, Matt Niskanen, Eric Fehr. These are 4 of the 10 players that had the opportunity to play with both Alexander Ovechkin and Sidney Crosby in their careers. Anthony Beauvillier, who is currently a teammate of Ovechkin, had the opportunity, guys, last year to be line mates with both Crosby and Ovechkin in the same season.
Pretty good deal if you can get it.
Yeah, that is for sure.
Here's a look at Beauvillier.
Bounced around quite a bit. Islanders, Canucks, Blackhawks, Predators, and then Pittsburgh and Washington, his last 2 stops. 7 minutes to go. On the entry, here's Raquel, and another save by Logan Thompson.
He's been the sharpest of them all, Logan Thompson has. And you know that Skinner's made some outstanding saves, but it's a must-win for the Washington Capitals to stay alive. It's not for the Pittsburgh Penguins. And I would think that if you're Spencer Carberry right now, you're drilling the details of it. This is a playoff game. This is like it's an overtime situation where you can't give up anything. Trying to get those 2 points against Sidney Crosby and the Pittsburgh Penguins here.
Well, it was a bad change by the Capitals. And for the youngster, Hudson kind of got caught a little far over, didn't close to the middle ice, but a good save mentioned by Logan Thompson once again.
As for Carter, Kell is up to 24 goals this season. 11 of them have come in the last 12 games. He's moved to center. Started with a face-off up. He's really thrived since coming into the center ice position. They've kicked Malkin off to the wing.
I think it's worked out brilliantly.
Really Protas knocked down by Wotherspoon. Wilson spins it to the front, but it's right on the stick of Malkin. Leads the charge the other way. Evgeny Malkin opens up to the middle of the ice, and that was dropped. Here's a chance again, and it never got through. Alexei Protas stepped in front of that try from Raquel. Now it's Carlson. Chased after by Wilson. Carlson turned the corner right to the top of the crease. It's there around the net. Novak couldn't get the shot away. Backhanded wide by Raquel. Malkin keeps it alive. Headed off here for Carlson. Carlson had it swiped away by Tom Wilson. He's got Alexei Protas with him. Wilson couldn't get it through the skates of Wotherspoon. Both those guys were out of gas.
Wasn't much left there for Wilson, trying to make a little play.
Oh, the big fellow was chugging along there, but out of gas. A minute and 15-second shift that he just had.
One coming around towards St. Ivany. Across the ice to Lovion. This is down. Soderblom for Brazeau. On the hash mark. Shot blocked by Liljegren. Brazeau able to wrestle by him. He'll take it around, using the boards for St. Ivany. Rister wide, releasing to take it is Hayes. Hayes to the middle of the ice. Rister knocked down, tipped off of Thompson and goes wide. Lovion double team, they're able to hold it down. Soderblom off the bench comes Crosby. It's Brazeau. Out for St. Ivany and across for Slovion. They give it to Crosby. Crosby on the turn. Working around the net. Sidney Crosby swivels out high. Opens up. Sends it across. Brian Rust will take it around. Crosby set it back for Rust. Push here from the Penguins. Crosby from the goal line. St. Ivany will shoot it. It was blocked. Backhand pass was stopped in front of the net, and it is cleared down the ice by Liljegren, wide of the goal. It'll be icing for a tired Capitals team.
Yeah, this might be an opportunity for no timeouts being made there, but buy some time right here as much as possible. Linger around a little bit on Shane to get some gas back in the tank.
Well, the Penguins just trying to get to the front. One thing the Capitals have done really well is protect that front of that. Picked off some passes, some plays. Of course, Thompson's been a great last line of defense, but yeah, they've got to buy a little bit of time. This is where take your time going into the face-off dot. But yeah, the press is on right now from the Penguins.
Crosby against Sordiff, and Crosby wins it as if he was the only guy at the dot. And the puck came out of the zone, and a quick change with a couple of caps.
Gerard left the zone.
Here's Gerard, middle of the ice. He'll make the drop pass for Letang. Now Chinikov, wrister, wide. Big bounce off the back wall. Caps trying to push it into a 2-on-1. Leonard with McMichael. Scores! Connor McMichael and the Capitals take a 2-0 lead.
You believe that? On their heels, out of gas, face off in their own zone, and a 2-on-1 break going the other way. Beautiful saucer pass on the 2-on-1. Leonard got his head up all the way right here, and a little heel-to-toe saucer pass. Forehand, backhand, and between the legs. That's a beautiful goal.
You can tell the Penguins are pressing. Both Letang and Gerard get caught. It's Chinikov playing defense. And they're able to execute a perfect 2-on-1. How about that finish by McMichael? Then we'll get the pads, and he goes 5-hole to give the Capitals the 2-0 lead.
And great reaction on the bench to the left, as we've all mentioned and all have observed. Ovechkin doesn't just celebrate when he scores goals. He celebrates maybe harder when his teammates and team scores a goal, and he did so on the bench to my left.
Capitals were only to sneak a couple of guys on that change after the puck came out of the zone. It was the two fresh guys who got off on the 2-on-1. And McMichael's 13th of the season is a huge insurance goal for the Capitals here with 4 minutes to go. Puck frozen in the glove of Stuart Skinner. It's been a one-goal game throughout. Connor McMichael changes that. Final 4 minutes when we return with the Caps Up pair.
The itch and rash of moderate to severe eczema disrupts my skin. Despite treatment, it's still not under control. Now I have Rinvoq, a once-daily pill that reduces the itch and helps clear the rash of eczema fast. Some felt significant itch relief as early as 2 days, and some achieved dramatic skin clearance as early as 2 weeks. Many saw clear or almost clear skin.
Rinvoq can lower ability to fight infections. Before treatment, test for TB and do blood work. Serious infections, blood clots, some fatal. Cancers including lymphoma and skin, serious allergic reactions, GI tears, death, heart attack, and stroke occurred. CV event risk increases in age 50 plus with a heart disease risk factor. Tell your doctor if you've had these events: infection, Hep B or C, smoked, are pregnant or planning. Don't take if allergic or have an infection.
Disrupt the itch and rash of eczema. See a head-to-head study of Rinvoq versus another treatment at Rinvoq.com/see-the-data. Talk to your dermatologist if you're not doing well on your current pill or injection to see if Rinvoq is right for you.
That's a hat trick. That's when one player makes 3 goals in a single game.
Good to know.
That's Wayne Gretzky. Oh. Who's Wayne Gretzky? Well, he was accepted into the Hall of Fame. Oh, that's nice. But with Discover, I get accepted basically anywhere, not just one place. Oh, don't worry. No. I got it, Dwayne Jetski.
Discover is accepted in 99% of places nationwide.
Alexander Ovechkin, 3:54 on the clock, and Banger, he was sitting on the ledge just next to you for most of that commercial break.
Yeah, he was, and I just leaned into him and I asked him how many sticks would he generally use. I just remember Wayne Gretzky's last game and those sticks he had for everybody who was signing them. And now, mind you, he knew that was his very, very last game, and that isn't necessarily the case here for OV. And he looked at me and goes, I said, today. He goes, 4. No, 5. About 5. fresh tape, but I was asking that because it's the fresh tape all the time. Wide, white tape, thin, goes halfway down the blade. And I also had to add, it's been a pleasure.
And it has. And everybody has been able to watch him from the time he entered the National Hockey League in October of 2005. He and Sidney Crosby made their NHL debuts on the same day.
I'll never forget the goal that he scored. I was working for the Phoenix Coyotes. Gretzky, the coach, and the goal that he scored there in his rookie year.
Remember who the goalie was?
A guy named Brian Boucher.
Okay, here we go, Penger. Ovechkin's on the ice, and the net is empty. This will be icing, though. You wondered down by 2 if there would be an opportunity for Ovechkin to do exactly this. Shoot at an empty net for a potential final goal here in D.C.
Well, when he fired that, Protas put his glove up and went off his glove. Leave that alone. But yes, the goal here is to get the puck to Ovechkin and to round out that number of total goals that he has scored. He's at 929.
1,006, including playoff goals. This one blocked down in front. Dubois, but arrested away. Protas pokes it out of the zone. Here's Chinikov driving in. Drops it off. One-timer blocked. Protas stepped in front of it. Roy keeps it away from the net. Card Raquel lost it. This one will roll out to center. Quickly scooped up by Chinikov. Deflected down inside of 3 minutes to go. Coming around the boards. Ovechkin turning, waiting, makes the pass to McMichael. McMichael will put it into the open net. Ovechkin will get an assist, and the Capitals jump out 3-0 inside of 3 minutes to play. Little Ovi likes it.
And what a life it's been here in Washington for the Ovi family. McMichael with those jets that he's got. Should be a goal anyway. Sergei Nelia watching. As always, they just love their hockey. Love watching their dad make plays, score goals here. Ovechkin had no choice but to play that off to the side. Gets the helper. Russ throws his stick. Would have been a goal anyway, but it ends up in the empty net. A beautiful saucer pass there by Ovechkin, who's stranded on the boards, but still able to make that pass.
Way to go, Dad.
He's looking for a hug.
Looks like you want to throw his hat on the ice. Not yet. Connor McMichael gets his second and winds up being 1 minute and 26 seconds. And the Washington Capitals are closing in on a must-win win.
They're getting 93 points. One behind Philadelphia.
They're trying to become the second team in NHL history to make the playoffs down 3 points to the standings with 2 games to go. It's only happened one other time.
When was that?
1990, the New York Islanders did. 2 minutes, 10 seconds to go. And again, if the Capitals are able to get into the playoffs, the Capitals, who have the tiebreaker against the team that they are challenging for a playoff spot with, if they are able to get in, it would be a first-round matchup with Sidney Crosby and the Pittsburgh Penguins. It's the only open spot. Caps have locked up number 2 in the Metro.
That would be destiny.
The open spot would be number 3. Shot Rockets out of play with 1:37 remaining. Well, the playoffs are just around the corner. Top 16 teams competing for the oldest trophy in North American sports. Stanley Cup playoffs begin on Sunday, a week from today, April 19th, here on TNT, TBS, True TV, and HBO Max. Best time of year is upon us.
Yeah, the Penguins need to be healthy going into that. It's great to see. I think Sidney's skated real well in this game. Malkin as well. The big horse is going.
One of the more interesting stats that there are about this Pittsburgh Penguins team, even though they're being shut out here today. This is the highest scoring Penguins team of the Crosby era. Averaging 3.5 goals per game, 3.55 coming into play today. The
real character guys that aren't playing in this game. The Ancharis. I think Mantis had a heck of a year. Kindle's not playing in this game. A lot of depth there, a lot of role players, a lot of guys. Oh, good step up by Son. Whoa,
whoa. Tom Wilson comes over to stare him down. Rivalry gives him a shove. The linesmen are trying to break this up. And they finally will calm things down with a whistle and removing Tom Wilson from the equation.
Malkin said something to him. Wilson's just saying to him there's 1 minute left in the game. Let's see number 25. There's Soderblom right there. Step-up play as Strome tries to cross the blue line, and of course Wilson knows that Strome's the number one pivot on their team.
Wilson still having to be restrained. Shouts in the direction of the Pittsburgh bench. That's 24-year-old Elmer Soderblom. Tom Wilson's thoughts on the matter. The final minute of the third period.
I heard him loud and clear.
Everyone here in the building, and this was a hard ticket to get, wanted to be here in case this is the final game in D.C. for Alex Ovechkin. But the chant we heard just a few moments ago from the crowd was one more year. It is now Ovi. The time winding down here in the third period. He is on the ice, and I'd imagine he'll stay there with 30 seconds to go.
Ovi's going to come off the ice right here.
He'll sit down, and everybody else in the building will stand.
Yes, they will. Rightfully so. Let's take this one in. Expect Crosby and the Penguins to also stay out after.
Well, season 21 for Ovechkin will end in a cliffhanger. But this could be the last time we see the NHL's all-time leading goal scorer on home ice here in Washington, D.C. Game 1,573 for Ovechkin. There is one more on the calendar on Tuesday in Columbus, and because of this win, it will mean something for the Capitals, who have kept their playoff hopes alive for another day.
Penguins, as you would suspect, staying on that ice right now.
Ovi's waving them off. He's waving them down the tunnel. Ovechkin comes over for a fist pound for his son in the corner. And the Washington Capitals keep their playoff hopes alive with a 3-0 win over the Pittsburgh Penguins. As Crosby comes to see his other son on the other side of the ice.
Great theater. I did want to go through maybe the shaking of the hands, not out of disrespect. I think they showed plenty of respect before this game. He's got a lot on his mind. Happy about the win here. Love the fact that they took those pictures before the game. A great video tribute with he and Sidney Crosby as well in the first commercial break. This has just been a great afternoon here.
They're going to announce the 3 stars here in the building. And I don't think the stats will come into play for the number 1 star here this afternoon. Connor McMichael scored a couple of goals. That only earned him the 3rd star of this hockey game.
Today's second star from your Washington Capitals with 24 saves and a shutout.
Logan Thompson was sensational with a shutout.
He was sharp right off the hop in this hockey game.
The two biggest names in all of hockey.
Sidney Crosby. Alexander Ovechkin.
This is one of those matchups the screenwriters dream up.
Ovechkin and Crosby.
Everybody talking Ovechkin, Crosby.
Two best players in the world, Alex versus Sid.
And they've got a serious hate-on for each other.
That's what I expect from him. He's a good player, but he's talked too much. He likes to run around these days.
Ovechkin, major lip service.
I don't like him personally, but that's him.
They just kept one-upping each other.
Welcome to the Crosby Show.
Alexander Ovechkin.
Most talented and most recognized players in the game today.
NHL clash of titans.
Always Alex versus Sidney type of thing. Always myself against him type of thing, and it's always built up when we play against each other.
Doesn't get any better than this. Alex Ovechkin versus Sidney Crosby.
Both know the hockey world is watching.
Everybody talking Ovechkin, Crosby.
Sidney like the lamb. You cannot stop him.
Ovechkin with a rocket. He's gone!
The great A strikes again.
21 seasons now, a point per game. Greatest goal scorer in history. Ovechkin and Crosby, two of the all-time greats.